So hello, it's PJ,
And it's Ethan.
and we're here NBA Draft Companion Stream. The first pick, it's damn near underway right now. We're a bit late, but it's okay.
Here after some technical issues.
It's on the way. The Magic are on the clock. We're here. We did not, so with the technical issues, we didn't really get to discuss the all the storylines going on in the NBA. The Lakers trading to the second round. Kyrie's hissy fit. Other trades happened.
Lots of things have happened. We can definitely.
While they go through these 5 minutes, I know it's a draft one, but a lot has gone on.
We can definitely delve into some of the different storylines as the draft goes on. There's definitely going to be a lot of time in between picks, so we can get to all those things that you want to know in between those times.
Got lots of trades. Beal has not picked up his player option. The Rockets are stuck with John Wall's player option, which God rest their souls.
It's a smart move from
Smart
John
move
Wall.
for John Wall's bag and his family, but God rest their souls, because they're gonna need it. They're gonna need it out there in Houston. Houston Rockets fans, I'm so sorry. With all my heart.
I mean, wouldn't be totally unreasonable to see John Wall in
The biggest
some
buyout in
trade.
NBA history.
buyout or trade. We'll see.
Someone's gonna eat that contract. I don't know who.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing for the Rockets to eat it. They're in rebuild mode. They have a lot of young talent.
That's true.
They don't really need cap space right now. You know,
PJ Tucker opted out of his contract. Miles Bridges is still wilding this summer. He's had a great summer, better than my summer. He's just having fun
a great
out there.
time, you know.
He's just having fun. Him and Josh just having fun, bro. But now
They're
to
just
the
having fun.
topic of discussion: the Orlando Magic, an unadulterated dumpster fire of a basketball team. They have not developed a player really since. The best player they developed since Dwight Howard's Nikola Vucevic, right? Like in terms of drafting a player and developing him, because they gave up on Tobias Harris way early.
Very early.
You know, I think they draft him. They gave up on Aaron Gordon.
Give him an Aaron Gordon.
They tried to turn Aaron Gordon into a small forward when he's just clearly a big burly power forward.
He's just a slightly undersized power forward, which works in today's game.
Yeah. So
I mean, Hans Wagner looks like he's going to be okay.
That's about it. And Cole Anthony looks okay, too. Jalen Suggs, after 1 year, going to have to see major improvement. That man's looking like he's straight in bust territory. He's going to have to get out of that. I'm not saying you can't get out of it. I'm saying it doesn't look good.
I mean, the consensus that I've been hearing is that the top three is a lock. That this is going to be Jamari Smith. Next is going to go Chet Holmgren. And then after that, we're going to see...
who are the Magic even starting at the 4?
Starting at the 4 right now?
Yeah. Because it should be Jonathan Isaac, but Jonathan Isaac has missed 2 seasons of basketball.
It should be Jonathan Isaac.
And to be fair, you can move Jonathan Isaac to the 3 and just play an insanely big lineup, and Franz at the 2.
It's how he came in the league as a 3, right?
Yeah, it was a big 3.
Lanky 3.
And then the pick is in, so whoever they choose. Jabari Smith. Well, any 3 of these players, even though the consensus is Jabari Smith, will be going into a goddamn minefield of an organization. I feel so bad for them. They have to live in Orlando. It's a bad time.
I mean, it could be worse.
Did I expect to slander Orlando today? No. Am I? Yes.
I mean, I think it's just the roster, the team. It's just in bad shape. But I mean, it's not like the front office.
Whoa! They went with Paulo Banchero to the first overall pick with his ugly ass suit. I'm getting on it. I'll stop.
Okay.
So they don't go
suit
with Jabari.
Is much like the Orlando Magic team right now.
So they don't go with Jabari Smith. They go with a 6'10", basically a 6'10" combo forward who can handle the ball, can score on all 3 levels. His 3-pointer does need work for the NBA level, but he is about as NBA ready as any draft pick you've ever seen.
Yeah. Aside from them both being Duke forwards, he reminds me a lot of Jason Tatum coming into the league. Just the most polished scorer in the draft, probably.
Yeah, and athletically just different as well.
Definitely, leaving aside his sweating issues.
I don't think this is going to be like an Adam It's not like an Adam Morrison situation where his diabetes sadly did not help his NBA career at all.
No, obviously, as we've seen with his time in Duke, there are things that can definitely help him and make him ready to play and able to play the
And I mean,
full game.
he's a day one starter if they have a coach with brain cells who's alive, who's breathing.
Sure. It'll be really interesting.
He should be getting
to
the
see
most
how they work
touches.
this out, though.
He's big enough to guard the four, too, which is
He's
really,
definitely big enough to guard the four.
he's gonna go through that NBA. That NBA. Welcome to the NBA. He's gonna get boomed on. I'm so sorry. Ja might violate him.
Ja's gonna violate him if they see each other.
Yes, I think they will see each other. Right? I think twice a year, if not just once. But still, Ja will try.
We'll definitely try, and it's
So-
gonna make a great welcome to the league moment.
All right, ESPN with the whack player comparisons right out the gate. Ben Simmons and Michael Beasley. Actually, Michael Beasley, before the alcoholism and before he was like insane, actually kind of played like that. I'll give him credit.
Michael Beasley, Michael Beasley's not a bad comparison.
College Michael Beasley was a fucking demon,
Really was.
but Ben Simmons absolutely not. Paul Banchero does not defend that
No.
well, and he doesn't pass.
He doesn't pass
and he
like
doesn't
that
pass
either.
that well. Because Ben Simmons is a point guard through and through. Like he is a traditional '70s point guard without the jump shot making ability in a 6'10" body.
Yeah, basically.
Hard nosed defense and playmaking, but only
Pass
playmaking.
first.
No offense. No offense for himself. Paul Banchero got offense. The problem is, can you do
That's all he got.
Can you do it at an efficient level, and will the Magic fail him?
I think it's interesting seeing how their offense is gonna run with him, Franz Wagner, and then Cole Anthony.
Yeah, again, I think, and then also, I mean, Mo Bamba's going to walk because they're going to be playing Wendell Carter at the 5, which is only good because that means Paul Banchero will have actual help in the middle. Because they also re-signed Wendell Carter for a couple years, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like 2 year, $40 million, something like that. Yeah.
Yes, they did. They did give
Yeah.
him an extension, so he's
I
gonna be
mean,
around for a little bit
I think
longer.
Wendell Carter was one of the. If you had anything resembling a bright spot of the Magic season, Wendell Carter Jr. was a pleasant surprise, even though you had the centers picked, if I'm not mistaken, 6 and 7 on the same team, in the same draft on the same team, and then the one you didn't pick, beat out the one you did pick.
Hey, they got him in the end, so does it really matter?
That's true. That's true. And I mean, he's locked up. He's a good interior presence. Wendell Carter, he'll grab his 8 to 10 rebounds. He'll score his 10 points maybe. And he won't do much else. I'm gonna be real with you.
He really won't.
As a Bulls fan, he'll do stuff that will just be like just dunk on him. You're 6'10". You're big.
Given how they're
Also,
shaping up,
also
it's
Paul
probably good that he doesn't do much
Banchero.
else.
Also, Paul Banchero and Wendell Carter Jr. are legitimately the exact same size. They're both 6'10", 250, and it just doesn't look. But they are legitimately the exact same size.
Hey, it sounds switchable to me.
But and then with Franz Wagner is probably the second brightest piece on that team. Franz Wagner was a very pleasant surprise last year. He was actually fun to watch. Like the 2 times I did watch the Magic when they were playing the Bulls.
Much better than his brother. Speaking as a Lakers fan who drafted
Who's
him.
also on the Magic.
Also on the Magic, riding the bench.
No way, is that who they were starting at the 4? There ain't no way, right?
Might have been actually.
Oh fuck.
But, yeah, that Magic team's definitely gonna be one to watch. Seeing how they develop and handle their new rookie.
Now, who did the Thunder go with? Because they need about everything that's not a point guard or a small forward, right? I mean, Dort is getting. What we have phone calls coming in about Dort, right? So I mean, I wouldn't want to overpay a 3-and-D 2 guard all that much. They're a dime a dozen in the NBA. You can.
I mean, the consensus is already looking like us, smoke and ladders. So, I mean, Chet is still there. Chet does seem like one of the best available, but you go either way.
That team is really lanky and has no mass. Right out the.
I mean,
because
hey,
what is it? Isn't it on Baisley? Wouldn't that lineup be something like if they keep Dort? Wouldn't it be Shea, Dort, Giddey, Baisley, Chet? If they. But they might go Jabari. I think they should go Chet because Chet has the higher upside in my opinion still.
I mean, I think Dort is actually the 3, but yeah, that's generally how their roster lines up. So
Uh,
I would
they
go
did
Chet
it.
here
They did
just
it.
for their offensive presence.
You're right. They did go with Chet. Now the Shea Chet connection should immediately yield dividends.
I mean, lanky big man, and
But
pretty good guard.
yeah,
The Thunder have been here before, and the fans should like it.
But Chet must do two things. He must not allow himself to get run off the court, and he must stay out of foul trouble. He is a small, like he is a rail thin power forward center. You have
Yeah, that is
real
true.
big guys in the league, and if you start getting overpowered, you're going to foul, and you need to be on the court to use your offensive weapons, because he's going to be a matchup nightmare, especially for our stand under the rim big men in the league. They're going to be in shambles.
He's definitely a matchup nightmare on offense, and that's definitely what the Thunder need, seeing as they had one of the worst offenses in the league
And
last
the
year.
thing is, as a stand
So,
under the rim protector, he's actually not that bad, because you don't need physical strength to stand under the rim and block shots.
no,
But
and I
it's
mean,
more of his lateral quickness and the post. The post is
True.
still important, and he's going to be playing in the West, which means he's going to play Nikola Jokic more than once. That's he's going to play well.
Definitely gonna be
maybe
some
not
welcome to the league moment
maybe
for
maybe,
him
maybe
there.
not DeAndre Ayton, because DeAndre Ayton is probably going to leave the Suns. He might stay in the West though somehow,
Aiton will be somewhere else. That's yet to be seen.
because he's requested trade for a sign and trade, and the Suns are shopping him.
Yes.
So they did choose. So when we were discussing earlier, I think in earlier episodes, we said they choose between Mikal Bridges and Aiden, and I guess they did choose.
Chose Bridges, which is pretty smart, to be honest.
I'd choose Bridges because Aiden. I mean, the problem is that they have to pay old ass declining Chris Paul's contract. If Chris Paul's contract ended this year, they probably would not have re-signed him, and they would have just re-signed Aiden and found a point guard. Like,
Yeah, that's probably what they would have done. But I mean, Chris Paul had to stay, so it's one of the other.
now
I mean,
no, the Rockets are gonna create. They're gonna get Jabari Smith, right? It's gonna be him and Seguin down in the middle. Jalen Green will get another year to see if he gets better.
that is what you would expect.
Chet is not Giannis. Chet is not Giannis. ESPN. Chet is not Giannis. They are not the same.
I mean, they're both about this.
They were about the same
They're not
weight.
even the same height. They're not even the
Well,
same
Giannis,
height.
when he got drafted, was 6'9". He grew when he was in the league. He wasn't even a 7-footer. Giannis didn't shoot at all.
Giannis had a little bit of a shot when he was the first in the league.
No, he did not. No, he did not. He did not have a shot. He did not.
He
have
didn't
a
have a Chet shot, but he had a shot more than he does now. Actually, we've seen the tape.
No, he didn't shoot threes, and he took really bad middies.
He took really bad middies.
Before he realized, damn, I'm long and strong. Like, let me just get to the rim.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, let's see what Houston does here.
The ESPN graphics. Oh my god, this is great. This is as good as the graphics are as good as the NFL draft. It's just the most random CGI shit.
Yo, not the Russ and Harden bobblehead astronauts.
But so you're happy with the Lakers at least taking someone in the draft, because that's like the only player you guys can sign with your cap situation.
I don't know. I'm not really happy. I'm not really sad. It's just interesting. We'll see how it pans out. If it pans out, it pans out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I also forgot Eric Gordon was on the Rockets. I forget he's still in the league, to be honest with you. And he's actually not playing bad. Some contender.
No, he's actually still a good player. He just is on a team that doesn't
some
need him
contender
right
will
now.
give like a stupid amount of capital to get a 3-and-D, like a 3-point specialist for no reason, and then not make
It's
the
looking
championship.
like it will be the 76ers, considering they're looking to move Matisse Thybulle for him.
That is dumb. I'm so sorry. That is dumb.
I mean, yeah, that's not a good idea, to be honest.
Not as dumb as the movie Hustle, of course, where the owner of the 76ers in that movie, the Adam Sandler movie, wanted to trade Embiid for the number 1 overall pick, and that was just fucking hilarious. Adam Sandler had to wrote his way into a corner and had to write out of it, and that was the only thing he could go with.
Yeah, I guess so, but the movie was funny.
Again, if the Bulls are not confident and they can sign Mitchell Robinson, go get the biggest, most energetic nigga that's up there at 18. I do not care how bad he is at offense. He just needs to stand under the rim and play defense. Unless we're trading
That's all we need,
Vucevic,
yeah.
unless we're trading Vucevic to the Suns for DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, if they're looking for a sign and trade, that's not entirely
And
out of
also,
the
that
question.
fit the Suns better because Vooch can supposedly hit threes. Well, he hits threes every 4 games. This is the Vucevic cycle that Bulls fans are very well aware of. Please trade him. Okay, maybe you're doing all right. MVP contender. Please trade him again. Oh, after that you trade him. Y'all stupid for wanting to trade him, part of it too. And then he immediately does like a 2-point, no rebound performance.
Yeah.
The Vucevic cycle. It was quite brutal.
Highly inconsistent, to say the least.
So the consensus has kind of flipped on its head, right? Because Paulo was supposed to go 3. Now Jabari's still on the board. The Rockets should go him. The Rockets should not reach and go get, like, they don't need guards, really. They have Kevin Porter. They have Jalen Green. They might as well go get the big man.
Yeah, but I mean, you're thinking about it, maybe they need a point guard because Jalen Green's not really a traditional point guard.
He's more of a scoring, too. Jalen Green's giving me very bad Kobe White vibes at the moment, of where he just might kind of plateau like that. But, again, he has more than 1 year. I have faith in Kobe White for 3 years, so that tells you a lot.
So we'll see. I mean, I could see them like going with a kind of a smaller lineup, playing Kevin Porter at the 3 or something like that.
But the Rockets do go with Jabari Smith Jr., so he is the athletic package in this draft.
Definitely.
Again, Jabari Smith, a menace.
Dynamic,
all
very
3 of these
explosive.
dudes, menaces in college, except Chet played like the worst competition clearly out of all 3.
Yeah, and didn't really go for it in the long run. But
Again, we were robbed of seeing Paulo live by like 2 people. I'm still not happy about. Actually, I am happy about it because David Collins did try an actual homicide in Little John Coliseum.
David Collins did criminal things, actual criminal things, but they should have been criminal things.
Like, again, that Duke is such a well-coached team because if that was any other basketball team, David Collins was just going to get jumped.
That was like one of those random teams that we played, like
Presbyterian.
Christian school. You'd have gotten jumped.
Like, not Presbyterian, like, oh, dude, what school was that? Is that one white dude who was talking all that shit? Oh, my God, what school
I
was that?
cannot remember the team.
They
that
were
we
in the
played.
tournament, too. That's the worst part.
I know.
Bryant. That was it. Yeah, it was Bryant, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It was Bryant. Yeah, they had that one dude talking all that cash.
Shooter from Bryant.
To be fair,
immediately.
he was a legit 20-point per game scorer in college basketball, which is really hard.
He was really good, actually.
He was a pretty good player. I'm not gonna lie. He was talking too much shit for like how punchable his face was, though.
He just had a jerk face.
That's the beauty of like college basketball at a bad school is that you can go see so many different college basketball players for. When I was a student, no money. It'll be like $10 for December games. I'm gonna go to them.
You now.
I'll go to them. Like, I don't fucking care. No one's gonna be there. It's December. I'll be there.
December will be you and the hoops.
Yeah, but Jabari Smith. Yeah, and he's gonna have to work on his outside game a bit better. That's his only concern. He does not score on all 3 levels. He is not Kevin Durant. He is not Kevin Durant. Oh my God! Stop.
ESPN has
PJ and his war with ESPN's player comps. Next thing they're gonna do, they're gonna call the fastest guard in the draft Derrick Rose or some shit, and I'm gonna really just fly out to Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean that puts us on the same level as ESPN. We both have no idea what we're talking about.
Correct. So, what the fuck do the Kings do?
I don't know. Okay, this is a really interesting thing. When do you think we'll see the first like true reach? Because in recent memory, NBA drafts have had significant reaches. Your team taking Pat Williams, and then of course recently Scotty Barnes. Granted, they have panned out.
They were also both Florida State players.
Most of the time, so like
they were both Florida State players. That's really weird.
Florida State.
They were both Florida State
forwards.
6 men. They were both Florida State forwards who were also 6 men most of the time.
Going like
that's
top 5 in the draft.
That's an odd coincidence. That's an odd coincidence.
Do we see something similar here again? Do we
I don't
expect
know.
to see something like that in this draft?
again, it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, Sacramento should probably go Ivy. I'm gonna just keep following the board. They kind of,
I mean, if we're looking at their recent draft tendencies, they do like guards.
which is again, it's a complete opposite. When they had DeMarcus Cousins, they only drafted centers. Now that they have De'Aaron Fox, they only draft point guards now.
I mean, maybe they do go for a guard to replace Tyrese Halliburton, who left.
When left and sent away, cast
Either
aside.
way, rather. For no good reason.
They cast that man to They sent that man to Indianapolis, bro. Have you ever been to Indianapolis? No, don't go. That's evil.
Don't go. I'll take note of that. I've not been in
Damn, I'm
Indianapolis,
also just
but I'll not go.
okay. New challenge. How many cities will I slander during this video? I've already gone Orlando.
All of them.
Not Indianapolis. They haven't even picked yet. I'm already slandering them.
Haven't even seen them on the board yet.
All right. The Kings go Keegan Murray, power forward out of Iowa. Keegan Murray's a good player.
Yes, and I
Probably
guess
the
they
next,
do need it.
probably the next best four. I mean, Marvin Bagley gone. That nigga toast. That's a bust. That's a certified bust.
From Bagley, yeah.
And
I'm really due to things in his own control. He just did not the
yeah.
effort.
And
I
Keegan
mean,
they need the
slightly
four.
debatable between him and AJ Griffin at this point.
Yeah.
Who's the better player?
They needed the four. They really did. I mean, they have Sabonis at the 5. They have Fox at the 1. I guess they're
I mean,
gonna.
the Pacers are kind of in limbo. I mean, not the Pacers. The Kings are kind of in limbo.
They're stuck in NBA purgatory right now. They're kind of stuck in hell.
I don't know. So there's kind of just
I mean, they have the second worst
They can do
ownership
things
in
and
the
still
league.
work out.
Cough, cough, the Knicks.
the Knicks. Might land Kyrie Irving.
That'd be stupid.
Though, I mean, like, I feel like it's
So-
the team that makes the most sense at this point.
Yeah, and Keegan
Well, the
Murray.
team is actually
Keegan
walking.
Murray can shoot that thing. Iowa has shooters, bro. Both on their women's and men's basketball team. They were just making it rain. Both.
Hey, Iowa's got hoopers.
I mean, again, they had that one girl who was just pulling up from the logo for no reason. Then their point guard on the men's team was doing the exact same thing.
I know.
Well,
Sure.
I mean, getting Mike Brown. Mike Brown has gotten a lot out of mid players. Is the best way to put it. Like at his time with the Cavs, and he used the strategy of LeBron. You're gonna have to do everything. He's probably gonna tell Darren Fox. He's probably gonna go tell Darren Fox that. Why are they comparing him to Pascal Siakam? Pascal does not have that thing on him. He don't shoot like that. He has one move. I mean,
Tornado spin.
Sure, the damn move works. I'll give it that. The move does work. As much as we clown it, the move work.
Move does work. So, can't really fault him for using it.
But he's gonna again. It's kind of like Pablo going to. I said Pablo. Oh my God, Paulo going to the Magic. Is that he's going to a hellish situation for your player development. The Kings have. I mean, at least the Kings have had one player developed in more recent memory than the Magic. So there's that going for him.
I mean, to be honest, if we're looking at the Kings, their development's not that bad.
Look at
Fox
the
panned
whole
out,
look at the
Tyrese
whole
Halliburton panned
look at the
out.
whole DeMarcus Cousins era and come back to me. They did have two. I'll give them that. They did have two players who looked good. Okay, the Magic are still worse by a lot. By the way, like I'm not. But it's
the
still
Magic are
similar
still-
purgatory where a lot of not panned out. Rashawn Holmes kind of a criminal now. That's not the Kings' fault per se.
That's not their fault. Like, that's just... He panned out as a player. Okay? He panned out as a player.
Scalabrisier, Marvin Bagley, Georgios Papagiannis.
Those are all very bad.
Davion Mitchell looked like a role player. I'm gonna be real.
He just went high, but I think he'll be a very high-level role
He'll
player.
be a good role player. Be a role player.
That's fair.
To be fair, if he's the 5th best offensive player in your starting lineup, that's aight. You can live with that. And he played
I
defense.
mean, if
And
we're talking
he
for
played
real,
defense.
I think Davion Mitchell's like ceiling is like a better version of Marcus Smart,
Marcus Smart, who can actually shoot threes.
and who does not have like a toxic personality. Yeah.
So you take P. Bev's energy and Marcus Smart's offensive ability, but you remove their personalities and put in like a calm, level-headed individual.
Yes. Is like obsessed with defense.
Why are all the dudes who are obsessed with defense kind of crazy? Like DBs in the NFL.
You have to be.
They're all
You have
just
to be
kind
in
of
love with
insane. Like Jimmy Butler, Marcus Smart, PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker might be the most level-headed of them all, and that's not good. I guess Kawhi weird and Kawhi quiet.
Kawhi is the fun guy is a strange individual
The fun,
by himself.
the board man gets paid. Remember that, kids. If you get any lesson, if you take any lessons from this, which please don't take lessons from this live stream, never. Boardmen in fact do get paid.
Do get paid.
Again, even
That's
if
a good job.
even if you don't play like organized basketball, you get boards. You're gonna be getting runs in the rec. You're gonna get picked up because no one else wants to get boards.
If you do, then like, hey, he useful. Get
He's
him.
useful. He get boards.
Speaking from experience.
Yes. You
Um,
don't even have to get the boards all the time. You just gotta show effort of going towards the board.
true.
But now the Pistons. They need everything that ain't Cade Cunningham. I'm sorry. I'm just roasting. Am I going to slander Detroit? They don't need any slander. I'm probably going to do it anyway, but they don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sadiq Bey could be like the worst starter.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that was the
Like
other
Isaiah
trade.
Stewart.
Jeremy Grant went to the Trailblazers. I was trying to think of this whole fucking time. What was the other trade that went
Oh, you're
through?
trying to think of that the whole time? Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So the Trailblazers get a piece to help build a team around Dame.
They need that defensive energy piece. They needed that. I will,
energy
again.
can give you points.
I think I've mentioned it every episode. The Trailblazers were cooked by the fact they had two guards who could not play defense.
Yeah. So I mean, now they essentially have someone who can help that issue.
Yes. Where
I know we can talk about
Rocco
volume, but
where Rocco at? Well, I'll let the pick come in first, and we'll. So Jay and Ivy, so they have a running mate for Cade now.
they do need it.
They do need it. Because Cade, in terms of his own scoring, is still a bit rough around the edges because he was one of those players where everything came easy to him because he was 6'7", fast, long-limbed. He can just kind of get to his spots whenever he wanted. The NBA, everyone like that is the problem. He played in the Big 12 during the pandemic year. And the Big 12 is not the world's best basketball conference, if we're being honest. They have good... I mean, and yes, I'm understanding that the Big 12 produced the national champion that year. Bear with me. That Baylor was really the only good team out of the Big 12 that year. Texas is occasionally...
we'll see.
They're never all good at the same time. You don't have 6 or 7 Big 12 teams making the tournament. You have 4, maybe.
Or maybe. If 4, maybe like 3.
It's
are
not
like
the big.
really
It's
good.
not the Big 10, which is hell. The Big 10 is it's hell. I mean, I feel bad. I sometimes I sit there and I'm like, damn, it must suck to be Nebraska or Northwestern and Minnesota because they just getting their shit cooked every other night, unless they get to play each other.
Yeah,
I think Tyrese Halliburton's Iowa State team did not make the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. We've been wrong about a lot on this show, by the way.
I've indeed been wrong about a lot.
But I'm pretty sure they hadn't. Did Blake Griffin play in the tournament? Wait, did Blake Griffin play? Blake Griffin went to A&M, right? I always get that confused, like he went to Oklahoma when he didn't. Or did he go to Oklahoma? No, he went to Oklahoma, right? He did go to Oklahoma. Yeah. Blake Griffin's team did not make a tournament, to my knowledge. Or they were a first-round exit. Oh, they've done it. I heard a John Morant comparison with Jay and Ivy.
John Morant
I heard
comparison.
a John Morant. Oh, just because his hair is kind of similar to John Morant.
It's because it's the hair. It's the hair.
I mean, he is an explosive guard. Purdue was a great team last year. I'm expecting to see their big man. Fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, their 7'2" dude. He good. He gonna be in the draft next year for
Yeah.
sure. Oh my god, what is his name? I watched Amir Sims struggle with him for 40 minutes one night. It was crazy. When they
Sure,
actually did okay. No,
next
Amir
week.
Sims actually won. They got him in foul trouble.
Oh, I suppose that's the
Okay,
key strat.
we're gonna Google Purdue center. Oh, Zach Edey. Yeah, Zach Edey, a good hooper.
Ah, yes.
Um, He's definitely one of those standard of the rim big men who's not very mobile, so he's gonna go like in the second round or go undrafted. But he'll be an NBA roster for sure. He'll be poor man's Boban.
Man's Boban.
He Boban who can shoot a little.
I mean, if anyone needs 7'2", dude, someone go get Bol from the Nuggets.
From the free agent pool, you mean?
Oh, you're right.
No, from the Celtics because he got traded and then cut, I think.
Oh my goodness, poor lad. But he needs.
I think Bol
he's a
is
champ.
also a little bit hard-headed. I think
Probably is what it is.
because you don't
Um,
that much potential doesn't get traded around for a bad reason. If GMs smell that you're not coachable, coaches ain't gonna like you. No one's gonna stick their neck out for you just to embarrass them. The NBA is all professional sports are a very who you know business can keep your like Tim Tebow got a fucking tryout at tight end because he knew fucking Urban Meyer for fuck's sake. Like
Yep.
it's a who you know
So-
business.
Actions go a long way in sports.
And,
Word travels fast.
I'm still incensed that our tight end was worse than our fucking power forward, our bench power forward at Clemson. That is the wildest shit. That again, we could have really just had Nas get out there, bro, and we would have had he would have been our third string tight end. It would have been, and he's in the NFL, and not his brother, Brendan
Brendan.
is busy making TikToks. Brevin is on his 7th year of college basketball, but we're not going to talk about that yet.
Brevin is about to
Brevin's going to get a doctorate at the end of this shit.
about to cook dudes.
So who are they banishing to Indianapolis? What poor bastard?
Okay, well, it should not be a guard, unless there's something in the works that we do not know about.
Oh no, they got the forward out of Arizona, Benedict Mathurin. So I mean, it pretty much shows that is his mom that tall? Wait, who are these tall ass women next to him? He's a small forward. They're look. I know even I know they're wearing heels, but they're like at his eyes.
Hey, I mean,
I understand why
it
he's a
runs
basketball
in the
player.
family.
Because these are like
Runs in the
6
family.
foot plus women. That's his mom. That's his mom, I think.
I assume that's his mom.
Okay, sorry, I'm distracted now.
Why does he have such a cool crying face, man? What is this?
Why is suit icy? Everything about this man is just icy.
Okay, his suit is very. Hey, Paolo Banchero, take notes, bro.
But again, it's the Pacers don't really have a 3, right? And they're not gonna have a 4 either by the end of this.
No, they're lacking a lot of pieces except for their
The-
plethora of guards.
The Pacers are also kind of in purgatory too.
Yeah, they're
Where
gonna have
I
to
mean,
move
Miles Turner's gone. He wants to build Legos, bro. Like I'm just let the nigga. He wants to build Legos and have fun.
Wants to have fun. Build. He's a wholesome.
They're
man.
gonna
Like
compare this nigga to
everyone.
Lance Stevenson, are they? Because he's dunking. Don't if they do it, I might end the live stream.
No. Stick around for the content.
I know. I'm just tired. I'm tired of it. They're not gonna compare him to Lance Stevenson. They're gonna compare him to someone like better. I hope. I like
See?
Lance. That was no need. That was unattended. I'm
Hey.
not gonna slander Lance Stevenson.
Love-
Okay,
I
they did
love
OJ.
him
They did
too.
OJ on the newbie. OJ on the newbie. I can live with that. Okay, that's a fair. That's the first one they've gotten. That's okay.
Oh, it's not. That's horrible. That makes no
What do you
sense.
mean that's horrible? Why does that make no sense? Okay, just because you don't watch that many Raptors games, we don't watch that many Raptors games doesn't mean it's wrong.
OG Anunoby's a great player. Okay, he's one of the
And he's
best
probably gonna
3
leave.
D
He's probably gonna leave the.
Not even 3 and D, just two-way wings that we
he's-
have in the league.
And he's probably
okay?
gonna leave the Raptors this season as well.
I suppose it is pretty close to how OG came into the league, so maybe I can give them that.
They could have said Lance Stevenson, but he doesn't. He didn't have any saucy ankle breakers, so
Or any like disrespectful.
disrespectful ass moments.
Nope.
But it's a
Shout out
solid
to the
pick.
Team Lakers.
He shoots the ball really well. He's a versatile
Does shoot very
scorer.
well.
It'll help Tyrese
See
Halliburton
if his
out.
defense lives up to that comparison.
Again, it'll be good. OG came out the gates playing defense. That is true. His offense caught up to his defense. Oh damn, that is a name. Benedict. I'm gonna call him Benedict so I can remember that. He better not He better not say he's gonna stay with the Pacers, bro, and then leave. They're gonna call that nigga Benedict Arnold for the rest of his life, and no one needs that.
No one deserves that.
No one needs that, bro. But Benedict, he's gonna have. We're gonna have to see if his defense catches up to his offense in the league.
So now I'm completely realizing that I just completely glossed over how Chet said he was going to be the best dressed in the NBA today.
His suit's really just like Bull Bulls, but done a lot worse. Not even like the spider web. It's just
It's better than Paolo. I'll give him that.
that's a low bar, bro. I can go put on my gray suit in my closet right now that I wear to job interviews and I look better than Paulo.
I could walk out the door right now and look.
Walk out the
better than
door,
Paolo.
go to the draft in basic shorts and a t-shirt. Again,
Call me a fashion forward, and the next
Also,
Russell Westbrook. Watch it.
take a second lesson. If you are standing before your crowning achievement in your life and you look like George Pickens did, don't. Please don't. Do not be standing in front of a TV with a ski mask on in your own house. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, if we're removing the ski mask, his suit was fine.
George
Suit
Pickens
did look great.
George Pickens didn't have a suit because he wasn't at the draft.
In his pictures.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
His pictures.
When they were showing
Yes,
this,
when they showed him
this
in the
purpose,
draft,
there was
it was
this
terrible.
purposely grainy commercial of old draft picks, and I swore Luka Doncic looked like Josh Allen for a hot second. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So the Trailblazers I think the Trailblazers are going to need they have Grant who can play, who's a combo forward. I think they either look for a 2 guard to put alongside Dame, or they look for someone a 4/5. Because
Do you see a trade here?
no, I don't think the Trailblazers are going to trade back.
There were rumors that they trade this pick, the Thunder, for Lou Dort and the 12th pick.
That'd be smart because that would get their defensive 2 guard situation out the way, and they can go get their power forward / center at
Yeah,
the 12
so I
spot.
feel like it would make sense. I mean, we'll see when the night's over, but as of the moment, there's nothing.
You still have
nothing
Jalen
to
Duren
trade.
from Memphis, Mark Williams from Duke, some good big men. Jake LaRiva. Oh, Jake LaRiva cooked us, bro. At with Wake. Yeah, he cooked our shit.
Yeah.
Wake mollywopped us.
I mean, could be fine getting either of the Duke players, AJ Griffin.
Yeah.
You know?
There's Magic fans that traveled to Brooklyn for the draft. Good for you. I would never be that dedicated to the Orlando Magic.
Not sure if they traveled or if they were they just happened to live there for whatever
Why
reason.
would anyone choose to go to New York, from Florida to New York? Actually, we know someone who did the other way, but Portland's picking.
I mean, Florida's bad in its own way. So
That's true. There's lots of bugs.
Lots of bugs. That's not even the worst part.
The people are the worst part. They want the 2 guards. So I mean, the Lou Dort trade is off then, unless the Thunder just acquire more young players.
Yeah, unless they flip. Unless it's just a trade for. Unless they do like a Luka Trae Young thing.
Yeah. We'll trade hats later.
Yeah.
What the So New York still wants Jaden Ivey, apparently the Knicks, even after he was drafted, from Bleacher Report. Oh, Shane Sharp's another Canadian, bro.
Another Canadian.
Can the national team really?
Team USA has to watch out for Team Canada now.
For Team Canada gets a big man, it might be over for Team USA.
That's true. So,
This is a whack graphic.
Why'd they make him Willy Wonka?
Why'd they
What
make him a
is
hippie?
this?
Why is there a flying dribble here? What the fuck's going on, ESPN? I'm barely talking about the players. ESPN's broadcast package is just tripping me out.
I guess ESPN knew that we were going to be here and we were going to talk sports, so they could have fun with their graphics.
All right, so there's a little bit of time. Shane Sharp, he's your typical two guard, for sure. Athletic. I mean, again, the NBA is going to have to catch up to the defense, get that NBA IQ, and get his shooting a bit better. Because everything just has to be a bit better in the league. Get his fitness up and just stay on the court.
He has the physical tools, and hopefully he also has the mental drive.
He can also create his own shot, which is good because Damian Lillard is getting older. And Damian Lillard has a very bad tendency of not bad tendency. He was the only fucking nigga on the team half the time. Of putting up terrible shots and shooting his way and then bailing himself out of it, or just the team would lose.
So, I mean...
I'm slandering so many people today that I like Damian Lillard. He just should not have been loyal.
I hope he has a comeback season. I would hate for...
So the Pelicans the Pelicans should go point guard, right? Point guard or the three, correct? I mean,
there's a case for Brandon Ingram to play at the three, so.
Oh, and then they can. That's true. So they can.
And Ingram can.
And they can look for a center or a point.
They can look for. I mean, you can make a case where they run like a small ball lineup. Zion at the 5,
Brandon at the 4. Find a 3.
They find a 3 here, or something like that.
CJ at the 2. The thing is, there is no conceivable lineup where CJ McCollum plays point guard. He does not facilitate well enough. At all. And I like CJ, but CJ is a shooter through and through. He is a shooting guard in every sense of the word.
Yeah, he is much better as a shooting guard.
He's unathletic Ben Gordon.
CJ he's a shooting guard who can be the primary ball handler if you need him to be, but you don't want him to be that for the full 48 minutes.
You're really just saying this is everything what Ben Gordon was. That's a name I have. Ben Gordon. Before the small guard I liked before Derrick Rose.
Really?
Before, I think it was the Wizards ruined him. Was it the Wizards or the Hornets? It was the Wizards. It was the Wizards, yeah. Ben Gordon was Ben Gordon was pulling that shit. Ben Gordon, there were people who were pulling it from 35 feet or 30 feet like Steph Curry before Steph Curry. Ben Gordon was one of those chosen few. Gilbert Arenas was another one. Them niggas were just ignorant.
Yeah.
Did their teams win?
Oh.
Not necessarily. Were they fun to watch? That's what happens when you have competent big men grabbing your boards like JaVale McGee or Joakim Noah. And no, it's not a direct comparison. I just thought of long-limbed people who can grab rebounds that were on those teams.
Okay, saying JaVale McGee is a competent big man.
Especially anything before Warriors JaVale McGee.
Warriors JaVale.
It's fucking hilarious because he was opposite.
It's like he would do his job, then he would try to do more than his job, and he'd do something really dumb.
Like when he would try to go full court when John Wall's on the team.
Whenever he tried to do more than his job, it would fail in the most flamboyant and hilarious fashion.
That was the most ignorant locker room in the history of locker rooms. You really had people pulling weapons on each other. And then Nick Young and JaVale McGee were rookies there. Holy shit. There's no wonder both of them were so... Nick Young wasn't a rookie, if I'm not mistaken, but there's no wonder they were so... There's no wonder they were so immature after that. They literally grew up... They were both, 19 with no guidance.
That is
true. See what the Pelicans go with.
Pick is in. They go Dyson Daniels.
All right, the first G League Ignite player off the board. So he's going to be thrusting the ball handling duties straight out the gate.
Hopefully playing against pros gives him a polished game.
That's a rough That's a rough transition. You're going to see when players when you have to go into a lineup and be the primary ball handler from week 1 or day 1. That is a rough ass. There's an adjustment period. Awesome, damn.
Personally,
Australia just producing players too. Fun.
yeah, I mean Australia has been doing that, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Team USA.
I think
I mean,
he's in a favorable
we did lose to
situation.
Australia. Never mind. I remember that. Like, we don't have to watch out for him. We did not watch out.
Did not watch out. I think he's in a favorable situation. There's set pieces around him, and then he has a mentor in CJ McCollum who can definitely help him out.
It's gonna be a long limbed ass lineup.
Hey,
Him and Brandon Ingram.
very switchable.
Oh, was that a G
Very
League
switchable.
Ignite lineup? And there's Nick Stausius, and I saw Andre Ingram in the background of one of those. All right.
Dang, those are
Oh, there's another Kings player, by the way, that they ruined. Nick Stauskis.
Stauskas.
To be fair, Nick Stauskis was drafted way too high, like Jimmer Fredette. There's another Kings player, by the way, that they ruined.
Not so much as they ruined, but they missed.
No, Jimmer Fredette was never going to be a good NBA player. You could have drafted him 60th, and the same thing would have happened. He could he just could not stop a soul. No matter how much he tried. Now, college Jimmer Fredette's like top 5 college player of all time through some miracle. He was a myth, the Mormon
It
myth.
just did not translate whatsoever to the NBA.
Like nothing did. Well, I mean, his pulling up from 30 feet did. But then they would drop 30 on him, so it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
Then he'd be too tired to pull up from 30 and start bricking, so it's like,
It was a positive feedback loop.
Now the Spurs, who are talking about trying to trade DeJounte Murray. I think that's an error. I think they should build
I
around
don't know
DeJounte.
what San Antonio's plan is, to be honest.
I don't know what their plan is, because, I mean, I thought Pop was going to retire last year, to be honest. He did not.
I have no idea. He might be like, I have to force him to retire.
Yeah.
The whole old man. Done enough.
Except you can't force him to retire because he's the GM, too.
You're right.
Yes, the owner. And I guess he's just like friends with the owner at this point. Like, he's just cool because he's been at that position for 25 years now, straight.
Yeah. Him and Eric Spoelstra have like similar situations.
Are they just cool with the owner or the
They're
president?
cool with the owner and the president of operations, so they're just like
Greg Popovich
do whatever they want.
Popovich has the beautiful thing of he's both the president of operations and the coach, so he only has to be cool with one person. And Pat Riley, the Godfather, might as well be the fucking owner of the Miami Heat.
right.
The Spurs have 2 picks to work with, so they don't have to. They should hit a home run with this 9th pick. I mean, I don't know what they really want to do. It's so hard to gauge because they have a guard, right?
Yeah, looking at their roster straight up, you don't really know what they're
Lonnie
gonna
Walker
do.
is seeming to be just a role player, like a good role player. He'll be in the league over a while, but he's not a building block. He's not pivotal to your team, to moving the team out of playing purgatory, which is that's new,
Yeah.
and into contention. They have the most average of big men. I think if you were to just average out centers, Jakob Poeltl is the average center.
Yeah, he's a good starting center, you know. He's decent.
They play Thaddeus Young at the 4, and as much as I miss Thaddeus Young, he should not be starting at power forward for your NBA team. He should be your 6th man.
He needs to be traded to a contender somewhere where he can.
He can come back. He can come back. We needed him last year. We needed Thaddeus Young.
Did need him last year.
We settled with Tristan the Cheater Thompson.
He was okay for y'all though.
He was okay. He was better than.
But he wasn't fighting allegations.
He was better than who's the dude I memed on? Oh yes, Tony Bradley.
Tony Bradley. Hey, Tony Bradley had some good minutes
He
sometimes.
sometimes had good minutes. Other times, not so good minutes. You know who never had good minutes? Troy Daniels. Troy Daniels.
He's still on contract for this year?
I fucking hope not. I think he is though.
Luck to y'all.
It's not. And he played a lot last year because Patrick Williams was hurt.
Yeah.
Patrick Williams, for all that is holy, please stay healthy. So Troy Daniels does not play a single NBA minute. It's a shame because we could have had Max Strus instead of him, but we let Max Strus go for free. I watched him play in the G League because he's from DePaul.
Hey,
And he went to
his best buddies with Jimmy Butler, so
if you become, I feel like Jimmy Butler always has his white friend on these teams. He really liked Doug McDermott.
You gotta have one
I
white
don't think
boy.
the Timberwolves had any white dudes on the team. And you saw no, they didn't. Or did
Wasn't on there
no,
at
they
the
had
same
Ricky
time as
Rubio
Ricky
still.
Rubio, right?
I don't think Jimmy Butler was cool with Ricky Rubio. We would have heard about it.
You would have heard about it.
Also,
You're right.
Ricky Rubio, I hope he comes back healthy because actually that was like the difference for the Cavs last year from being like a sneaky dark horse good team to being kind of mediocre. Which Ricky Rubio being a
Ricky
key
Rubio
piece
being like,
in a team in 2022 is insane. Hope he comes back. That's a bad time. It's always a bad time. It's always bad getting an ACL injury. Getting an ACL injury after 30 is especially terrible.
right.
Trying to see if there's a big enough gap or such an uninteresting pick that I can talk about. We can talk about football news going
I
on.
think it'll come eventually, especially later in the draft.
There'll be a natural break like in the 20s where like honestly like I don't know those niggas. I'm gonna be real. I've never even heard of their names before. Sometimes, like I'd be like, oh, I've seen that dude on like a SportsCenter top 10 play in the background once maybe.
Maybe.
And we're not doing the second round. The second round will break down in another week. We'll see if there's any steals. See chatter about that. But the second round of the
I
NBA,
think interesting
if you
happens.
look at the second round of the NBA, most of those dudes are out of the league in like 3 years, and most of them barely
Sadly.
play, and it sucks. I'm just hoping Kai Soto makes an NBA team this year after he errored and did not go to college.
That's who the Lakers are going to get with the 35th pick in the draft.
35th pick, going to reach for Kai Soto,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to wait till pick 35 because it's your team's only pick.
Hey, maybe they should do it just for the fact that his family can bring some bomb ass Filipino food,
To practice.
like cater for like the team's practices. Like, hey, we got food. Hey.
Hey. The Lakers have a lot of issues, but as we talk about
How
every,
many? Let me just get this on record. I do not believe that the team is going to get Kyrie Irving.
I don't either. I don't think anyone who has a realistic take on it or outlook thinks so.
I mean, I think us and the Knicks are really like the only two teams who are like seriously interested. I think the Knicks have more assets.
So they got the big man out of Baylor, Jeremy Shohan. The Spurs. I mean, they need the four. They were starting Thaddeus fucking Young, so yeah, that makes sense.
Interesting.
He's Polish. I mean, his name is Shohan.
There's a lot of arguments to be made that there are better players available, so we'll see.
Is this the
what
first reach? It's a
oh.
6-man. It's a 6-man in the top 10. I think we have our reach. Hit the reach button.
Reach?
Also, he's Polish. I'm gonna be real with you. I think this is the first time I've seen a Polish black dude, Polish mixed dude. And this is coming from.
Does he look like Jaden Smith, but like bigger?
This tall Jalen Smith. Jane Smith, who instead of reading the U.S. Constitution, hooped.
Yeah.
He has a lot of upside, I'll say, but I mean, and he's going to the best possible. Now, unlike Paulo Banchero or not Jabari Smith, who was or Jay and Ivy, who are going to hell situations, I call them.
Yeah.
He's going to Greg. I develop everyone well, Popovich.
True. So
And hey, if they keep Thaddeus Young one more year, that's a great mentor.
it's a fantastic mentor.
Because Thaddeus Young
you know?
is like of active players, like has some of the most games played in the league right now.
It's a very good record of
He's
staying healthy.
and he's
doing
a lot of knowledge.
True. Been around the league, been around a lot of good coaches.
A lot of good coaches and,
A lot of bad coaches
And,
too,
and
so
I
he knows-
don't think you can find a bad thing about him as a person in the NBA.
There is.
In
It
NBA
hasn't
circles.
gone public, so
In NBA circles, I mean, that's a great mentor to have, especially at your position. Cook Jacopodo in practice.
I
Is Jacopodo Polish? No, right?
no, I don't think so.
No, because the only other Polish NBA player is Marcin Gortat.
I've seen Gortat. I mean, Sochan looks interesting.
No, Jakob Poeltl's Austrian. Right.
Austrian, that's all right.
I was trying to remember the flag. That's why. When he was drafted, Austria got a whole one hooper, and you just your average NBA center.
But Jeremy Sochan looks interesting. That tape that they just rolled, he has pretty good vision for a big man.
He has good vision. He's mobile. He's very mobile.
Very mobile for a forward.
He's just raw.
So,
He's just raw. It seems to be.
does seem very raw in terms
As
of.
the rolling commercial on the broadcast,
Offensive game.
we're gonna go through our Discord and see what Neymar might leave. The fuck's going on there? Sebastian, I irrationally hate him. Haller going to Dortmund as a Hollander. That's what they spend the Holland money on. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't.
What?
I don't like Sebastian Haller. Maybe it's just because I was in
Why?
FIFA. I just don't like the nigga.
Irrational hatred.
Irrational. He's my irrational hatred soccer player. We all gotta. I have to have one in every sport.
Mine's Harry Kane, but for Sebastian Haller, given the fee, I think it's good.
For 35 million or 33 million euros, right? Something like that.
Like,
That's
yeah,
not bad for what a 20
that's
goal,
almost half of what they
15,
got for-
15, 20 goal game scorer.
that's almost half of how much they got for Holland. No, Holland didn't go for much, but like.
Well, Holland
that's-
only didn't go for much because they didn't set anything for him, really.
Yeah, just because of when he came in.
That was kind of bad business. They couldn't expect how good he would have come out of Salzburg because he was playing against farmers and plumbers in Austria.
Yeah, and they didn't. I don't think Dortmund had the power at the time to do crazy things like Barca or Real Madrid does.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we have a 1 billion contract release
Yeah.
clause for no reason.
Also, I'm glad.
Because you are-
Also, Monaco picking up Minamino for 18 million. That's good for him. He gets to play against lesser. He gets to play.
Gets to play solid minutes, you know.
Yeah, we'll get to really see what he's about.
getting
Again,
pushed-
Japan's national team future right there. So they're gonna need him.
Not really the future, more like the present. But he was getting
The
pushed out of the rotation at Liverpool. future-
Again, rightfully so.
The future for Japan is Takefusa Kubo,
Oh, where's he?
Real Madrid.
Oh, Real Madrid.
Madrid's youth player that they've loaned out to Mallorca, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. He's because Minamino was the future, and now he's the present.
Yeah,
Is it-
because he's
Japan-
in those like mid-20s, so
No, Minamino's pretty young, right? I thought he was like early
he's in those
20s.
mid-20s. He's Lingard affecting you.
Oh, am I getting Lingard affected? That happens in soccer a lot.
It really does.
He's 27. I thought he was 22.
Oh, he's when he got to Liverpool, he was already like 25 or 24.
Oh my god. Okay, I got Jesse Lingarded. It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Does happen to the best of us.
Japan is still in that weird flux phase where they still have not really come back from the last generation getting old. Which is, I think it's right to say it was Japan's golden generation, right? In terms of the whole, like, not like in terms of the world, obviously, but like in terms of their standards, that was the best they got so far.
Yeah, like early 2000s.
The early 2000s, and then they had your little mid 2010s resurgence, and then or the men we love most, Honda and Kagawa, got old.
Yeah, I think that's definitely I think that's safe to say that'd be their golden age. But I think Japan has a promising future. They have some players.
I really got
circulation.
jebaited. I really got jebaited.
You're still thinking about Minamino?
Yeah, I really got jebaited that hard by the Minamino effect. It's all good.
But guys getting pushed out of the rotation. Mbappe could be doing that for Neymar, you know.
That's true.
And they acquired Messi. They want to make room for touches for those players. Neymar not being happy.
So the Wizards
But
picked
they
Johnny
were
Davis
happy
out of
with
Wisconsin.
Johnny Davis.
So it's a guard to play
Interesting.
along Beal. Well, that's about as much as you can say about that.
Yeah, interesting pick. And some of the guards who are still on the board.
Oh, he has a twin brother.
Oh.
But from what I remember, he's a bit of a craftier guard. Could score at will. But he's not that great of a facilitator, which means playing with Bradley Beal is going to be interesting because they can't pass. Neither of them can pass that well. Nor really want to.
Yeah, he's a very shifty guard. I mean, his facilitation isn't the worst, but he's not coming out like a pass first point guard.
Yeah. It's not going to be the
So
obvious duo of John Wall and Beal, where John Wall was looking to pass, even though John Wall can really jump over everyone.
right, but this could be moving them. This could be the Wizards moving in a new direction. You know,
I mean,
given
they could
that they be
move
able to not
Beal.
pick up his player option.
Yeah, and then this might be that draft pick that just pisses him off so much. It's like, why the fuck you replacing me? And he just leaves.
Yeah,
All right, the hated New York Knicks pick a power forward. Replace. Don't show Julius Randle. Get him off my screen. I'm not even a Knicks fan. I'm hating on Julius Randle for no reason. Uh,
I always
even-
had faith in Julius Randle as a Lakers fan.
I had faith until this last Knicks season, what season on the Knicks, and then
And when they traded him, he finally panned it out. I was like, oh my goodness.
all my faith evaporated. Didn't he break his leg in the first game of the season, his first year or a preseason game for the Lakers?
I don't think that was the
rookie
first season. My memory sucks. Oh my goodness, but he did indeed have a leg injury in one of his first.
I think it was the first game of this regular season. Blake Griffin was the one who got injured in the first preseason game because he broke his leg in the first preseason game for the Clippers his rookie year.
Right.
That's why I got rookie of the year the next year. Who gave a kid a Julius Randle jersey? To fucking that parent, bro. That's a bad parent.
That's a bad parent.
They said Bing Bong. It's dead. It's dead, bro. Y'all ruined it. This kid has a Bing Bong hoodie. You get the reference? Of course Kendrick Perkins don't get the reference. He old.
But we'll see who they pick up. They could really go in any direction at this point.
They need a point guard. Honestly, they need a point guard. I feel like that loud. They need a point guard.
They need everything but like a two guard
Not
for
really
RJ Barrett.
two. Because they're going to lose. They kind of need a 5 because they're going to lose Mitchell Robinson for free.
Yeah.
Evan Fournier should not be your starting 2 guard on a good team.
Should be RJ Barrett.
Unless of course it's France Evan Fournier, then yes, that would be an MVP level NBA player, but he's not France Evan Fournier.
Not France 7.
Sometimes I really hate seeing players on the national team just absolute gods. They just doing shit on the court that they don't do in the NBA. Like Finland Larry Markkanen is a fucking demigod. I swear on everything. I swear on my soul that Finland Larry Markkanen is a demigod.
Can't say I've seen it, but I'll take your word for it.
Slovenia Luka is the same. That's about the only one. That's the same.
Yeah, he played the same.
Okay, well, we get it wrong again. Who is his help? Who is Luka Doncic's help on the international stage? Because Jokic is Serbian, right?
Goran, right?
Goran, yeah. Goran, and is one of the big men in the league Slovenian too? Or is
Entirely sure there is one.
It's not Boban, right? Isn't Boban Serbian too? So it's really the Serbian national
It's not
team.
Boban.
The Serbian national team has the ultimate Twin Towers lineup
Something like that.
in the international game of Jokic at the
Yes.
4 and Boban at the 5.
Yes, that sounds right.
Knicks fan. Every Knicks fan they're panning to is the typical Knicks fan. I can't wait for them to boo this dude. I gotta turn it
I'm
up.
wondering if there's an atypical Knicks fan. Like, do they exist?
Are they gonna boo this man? Let's see. Are they gonna boo this man like Porzingis?
I mean, if they draft Nikola Jovic, then maybe.
They picked the. They picked the French man. They're booing him. They did it. I was joking. Wait, they're actually booing him. No, why did they choose the random foreigner again? They did it with Chris Stapps. They did it with Frank Ntilikina. They did it with another French dude.
I guess New York likes to keep up their foreign population.
So he averaged 9-3 in the Australian Basketball League, the NBL. I mean,
Right.
what I've learned is that I thought LaMelo was not going to be good at all because his efficiency in the Australian Basketball League was fucking awful, and I was so wrong about that. So I'm just not going to take those stats for granted anymore.
Right.
Again, this is an upside pick for sure.
It has to be.
Definitely to play the three next to RJ Barrett. I bet Stephen A. Smith is having a fucking conniption right now.
Probably is.
Side Talk might have an episode just roasting this dude. God help your soul. Don't boo your draft picks, by the way, even if you don't like them, because they can always pan out, like Porzingis was looking like he was, or I'm trying to think of like a universally panned draft pick that ended up working out, like by the fans, and the fans didn't want him.
Gosh.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like the NBA or the NFL. Like a dude that like no one really wanted, and it just ended up being a great. It's definitely happened in the NFL more than once. It's like definitely linemen. Definitely, you know, like we should have went with the fucking quarterback. Then you have like a Hall of Fame tackle for 15 seasons.
Quentin Nelson.
I think the Colts wanted. I think Colts fans wanted Quentin Nelson though.
To save Andrew Luck.
Yes, I think Indianapolis fans were the first fan base in NFL history to like just like beg and plead, cry to draft a guard in the top 5 of the NFL draft.
But alas, it was too late.
It was in fact too late.
Andrew Luck set him out.
Andrew
This
Luck
hurts.
it did hurt. That shit did hurt. Well,
Wait.
the Thunder have the 12th pick, right? Wait, the Knicks are not sending that player, not sending the Frenchman to
Thunder, right?
no, the pick's coming from the Thunder, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. I was slightly alarmed by the proposed trade.
Yeah, they're picking him. Now the Thunder are up again. Well, if the Thunder want to move Dort for even, God help them, more draft capital, they can go get a 2 guard. Or they could find a bigger 4 to compete for minutes with Darius Bazley. Because now the thing about the NBA draft is that outside of especially outside the top 10, you're really looking for dudes who are going to stick around. The top 10 are due to change your team. After that, you hope they change
Unless
it.
it's the 13th pick in the draft, then you definitely get a shooting guard.
Yes. You just do. You just do that.
Just do that. Because it works.
It's
For
the
good reason, it just works.
It's the opposite of every other societal connotation of 13.
You're right.
Oh no, they did. Oh no, they did draft him to the Thunder. They did trade him to the Thunder. Never mind. You were right. I was wrong. So New York booed that man who wasn't even coming to their team, which is somehow even worse.
Whoa, wait, so what happens to Pokusevski?
What the fuck does happen to Pozosevsky? That's a fantastic.
Pokusevski looked decent.
I guess not decent enough.
Unless...
So New York drafts Dieng at 11 and sends him to the Thunder for multiple first-round picks. Because the Thunder really wanted him.
I suppose so.
I guess Pozosevsky becomes a bench player, I suppose. Becomes part of the bench mob.
Yeah, I mean, you could move Lou Dort back to the bench. Bazley plays a larger 3.
Maybe.
Bazley goes off the bench because he cannot shoot.
That is true. Bazley is a traditional big, through and through. Energy.
I know he's like 6'9".
Again, he Charles Barkley at home. With none of the passing ability or the fun, for that matter. He just has a weird New Balance commercial where I tried to figure out who he was for half an hour.
Who is this guy? Yo, he looked familiar though.
He do
That's
look,
Darius Bazley.
he looked mad familiar. So I don't know what picks the Thunder traded. Woj. The Thunder still have that 12th pick. Okay. I fucking hate how I opened up and I see Sham spoiling the fucking draft. God damn it. Right, Shams does that shit where he tweets out who they're gonna draft before. Chet looks so unenthusiastic in that selfie promo. Nigga is just like, bro, can I go hoop now?
I'm just here so I don't get fined. I have no idea.
I think Chet has a very big possibility of becoming very unlikable in the league, in ways, because he kind of talks a lot of shit, and if he starts getting cooked and still talk shit, it's just gonna get annoying.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely has villain energy.
Yeah, the NBA needs some good villains. We have a couple.
We really do.
Again, Trae Young. That's again, Trae Young's rivalry with the city of New York is one of the best things to happen in the NBA in a long time.
Although, if he keeps that villain energy, and he pans out, the Thunder will turn into one of the most interesting NBA teams overnight.
Yes.
It'll be fantastic.
I know I've been talking about banishing niggas to Indianapolis, like Oklahoma City isn't just a tornado in a basketball arena. I told you I was slandering teams. I was slandering teams. I'm slandering cities. That's number 4 because I didn't slander Detroit. Because I slandered them by like pity because they've had enough.
They've had enough. They've gone through enough.
Jalen Williams. That's a good pick. I guess Lou Dort gone. If they want to give Jalen Williams PT. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I knew of him. I didn't know he was shooting 50% and scoring 15 points a game because he played for Santa Clara. For those who are uninitiated, West Coast college basketball games are hell to watch. On the East Coast.
Because they are at night.
Them hoes start at 10:45 Eastern sometimes. Nigga, I gotta go to bed. I gotta do work. I gotta do shit tomorrow.
I'm probably awake, but I'm not awake to watch basketball.
And if he's awake to watch basketball, he's watching the Lakers.
I'm watching the Lakers if I'm watching basketball.
Or I'm watching Bill Walton be high for 40 minutes.
That is actually
because that's objectively entertaining.
I just pile on all the pressure mentioning Steve Nash immediately.
Yeah, because that's
why if they compare him to Steve Nash.
The thing, I always forget. I always confuse that. I think Steve Nash went to Santa Barbara or Long Beach, and I always forget he went to Santa Clara.
He didn't go to Long Beach. Yeah. The Santa Barbara one makes a lot of sense
because there's Santa in it. But yeah, Santa Clara. I mean, shit. They have more. I don't think Clemson has had a player go that high and Horace Grant.
Horace Grant. Yeah, that's all we got.
We got Horace Grant. We got Tree Rollins and Larry Nance Sr. That's all we got. And Mitchell Wiggins because he got found with weed and maybe crack in his room and he got kicked out of Clemson. Andrew Wiggins' dad played one season of Clemson basketball, then got kicked off the team. Fun fact: it's also weird that we have two fathers of NBA players who played at Clemson, but neither of their sons even attempted to go here. Do I blame them? No, not at all.
I blame Clemson. Yes.
Yes, I blame Clemson.
Very much so.
You should have like the easiest recruiting trip ever. Hey, I donate to y'all.
Really,
Larry Nance. Hey, I donate to y'all. Here's my son. The shit. He good. He a hooper. He's 6'10". He dunk on niggas like me. Say less.
Less. But
Mitchell Wiggins, I know he got kicked out. That's different. That's much different. Horace Grant. None of the Grant brothers went to Clemson. Or the Grant family. Both of them played there. To be fair, Harvey got kicked out for grades, not because he was not for other reasons. Then he went to JUCO. Then he went to Oklahoma. But like, damn, like not one Grant found their way here. Of the three of Jaron, Jeremiah, and I always forget the third one. It's another J. Jeremiah. Oh fuck. There's a third Grant. I know there is. Oh yeah, Jeremy, Jeremiah, and Jaron.
Oh, Jaren Grant, yeah.
They're all very similar names too. At least Harvey and Horse are different. They just start with H.
Yeah.
Okay, if Charlotte goes with a power forward, Miles Bridges is gone. Like without a shadow of a doubt.
I think it'd be easier to see them taking AJ Griffin here.
Yeah, because I mean they're gonna try to move Gordon Hayward out of the starting lineup, right?
Yeah, they could be looking to trade him, open up cap space for next year.
Yeah, I mean because you have Kelly Oubre at 6 man, which is great.
Kelly Oubre is a good sixth man, so you need a starting three.
Now, would I want my small forward learning under the ignorance that is the Charlotte Hornets roster right now? Ah, shit. I mean, I don't know about that. Miles Bridges looks sad in that picture. Oh yeah, and then Kenny Atkinson isn't their head coach anymore. Like he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stay at the Warriors still."
And he was just like, no, thank you. So now they're talking with Mike D'Antoni.
I can see them going with the Memphis big man, Jalen Duran.
Jalen Duren, really?
Yeah. Who are they going with? They want to go with?
For their head coach?
Yeah.
They're talking to Mike D'Antoni, who was allegedly the other finalist alongside Kenny Atkinson.
That's okay. That's they're not gonna win shit with Mike D'Antoni, but that's gonna help LaMelo Ball a lot.
Really will.
Mike D'Antoni cannot win you a championship because the nigga doesn't care about defense, like in the slightest.
Unless they get him a really good assistant.
Oh fuck. They're gonna get Tom Thibodeau as an assistant coach, aren't they?
Is he available?
Yeah, he got fired. Is he not been fired yet? I swore he not get fired from the Knicks. I swore the nigga got fired. He's not fired, isn't he? Is he still the New York? Will he still be the New York Knickerbockers head coach next year? He should be fired. Tom Thibodeau is the head coach of New York Knicks, still running.
He still is the head coach, yeah.
I hope whoever the New York Knicks, I hope whoever gets picked by the New York Knicks hopes he knows he's going to be running 35 minutes a game. He's going to be doing that Io DeSumo cardio.
Maybe he'll get traded to the Nets because apparently Tom Thibodeau likes the Kyrie trade rumors.
That's weird that Tom Thibodeau likes Kyrie Irving. Maybe just Tom Thibodeau's trying to save his job, so he's resting on his morals. I don't think he would ever pick a point guard who didn't play defense, like on purpose. So Kyrie plays defense when he wants to. He's one of those dudes who's like very capable of playing good defense and flat just doesn't do it because he's bored, I guess.
Yeah.
Forgot they have PJ Washington also who comes off the bench / just starts at the 4 sometimes when they decide to go big.
Hornets. They have good depth at the 4.
Please give his child back, Brittany. Please let him see his child again. PSA. Please let PJ Washington see his child, bro. This kid. They're Terry! They have a really good setup for like a good bench mob.
Yeah. Or did they go like with a polished scorer in EJ Liddell?
I can't. I mean, that'd mean Miles Bridges is definitely out the door. They went with Jalen Duren. Okay.
Jalen Duren.
So Michael Jordan saw what that happened with Trez, and that was the last straw.
He's like, yep, nope, can't do it anymore.
Also, after very anecdotally that one time Miles Plumlee just completely, not Miles out the league, Mason Plumlee just bailed out on that dunk. I think Michael Jordan's seen enough. Now,
still got the bucket though.
Now here's the thing: the best center Michael Jordan's drafted is Cody fucking Zeller. He's ruined everyone else.
It's not like they've drafted any good talent at center, have they?
I'm going back to Wizards Michael Jordan when he ruined Kwame Brown by his being an asshole to him. Wait, Jalen, hey, he gonna catch lobs, he gonna dunk, he gonna block shots. That's all he need to do.
All he need to do.
He gonna be tall,
That's
tall, mobile Trez who can maybe shoot a jump shot occasionally. Trez who don't.
He don't need to do all that.
Trez who don't have homies to take the fall for him. Who has homies to take the fall for him?
He just has to run slightly slower than LaMelo, so LaMelo can do a saucy alley-oop. Highlight play.
Also, with the Hornets broadcast team, they're gonna have no voices by the end of this.
They really aren't.
Jalen! Oh my god!
Whose phrases they come up with.
What was the shit? Him diddly.
Diddly
Hum
dee.
diddly dee. Hornets broadcast team and the Bulls. Whenever the Bulls and Hornets play each other, they should just fucking just have all four on the same broadcast, just for hell. Just hell on earth. It would be the worst experience to watch a basketball game too, but I would watch it.
You imagine Stacey King responding to the Hornets broadcast team in real time?
Are them responding to Stacey King in real time?
Stacey Kingisms versus
Hum diddly dee. I also found it hilarious. I just found Stacey King in the arena. I just found his big ass. Like, oh yeah, that's the big 6'10", 300-pound dude. That's him.
There he is.
In like, all of his suits have to be extra custom. So the Cavs are
talking about, not like Kendrick Perkins.
the Cavs are in an interesting predicament because they can go for a two guard to play along Darius if Rubio doesn't come back healthy, or the same at all.
If they want to move on
They
from
can-
Sexton,
They can go with a true three, so they're not playing Lowry Markin in there because I wouldn't. I mean, personally speaking, I'm going to take AJ Griffin and move Larry Markkinen to the bench and keep him there.
they go all in on being an incredibly large team and get the
They just
Kansas
get-
player on
they-
board.
Or they just get EJ Liddell and just say, fuck it. We're playing all power forwards and centers. They're doing a Cancer My Team lineup from 2016.
I kind of want to see that though. Is that you mean?
No, I think that'd be just entertaining to watch.
That'd be hilarious. Darius, Garland, then a bunch of like incredibly tall guys.
Yeah, but they really do need the three because don't they have a Kobo coming off the bench right now? No.
Yes, former first round pick from Auburn.
Yeah, like he's not quite there. They're gonna need a three who's an act again.
Yeah, Isaac Coro needs to.
Marketing
improve.
doesn't do any of the benefits of playing someone that big, especially with someone who can handle the ball like Marketing can do. I forgot they have Karis LeVert too, but like Karis LeVert is just kind of I don't really have a high opinion of Karis LeVert anymore.
Yeah, I think just he had a hot season and that was about it.
I mean, Kevin Love staying the sixth man is a good idea, and then you can. I mean, you can't play Larry Market and Kevin Love together. You're just like, oh, put in the center and have them go to work.
Just draft EJ Liddell and then we can see like the craziest box and one we've ever seen.
Just have Darius Garland running around on the perimeter. And just have the four giants just moving their arms in the inside.
Whenever someone tries to take a corner three a little bit too slow, it gets sent to the rafters.
By either Mobley or... Well, Mobley truly is the future of that team, though. Mobley is a good basketball player.
Mobley's incredible, dude.
Mobley was from... Is Mobley from Ignite, or was he from USC?
Mobley
Mobley was the USC player, right? Or was he the Ignite player? I always forget, because there was...
was not an Ignite player.
He was the USC player. He was from Southern Cal.
He was from USC.
But the Cavs are in an interesting spot where they were much better than a play-in team before injury happened. And the East wasn't that far apart, so they were not that far from the fourth.
Shout out to the Cavs coaching staff for making that
JB Bickerstaff Jr. That was a great.
the roster work. Yeah.
I mean, he got exiled from. He got shit on at Houston and as the interim with the Grizzlies, and now I'm glad he's got a team now that he can really do his work at. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, they picked the dude from Kansas on the board. You were correct. They did it. So they went and got the two.
They're all in on big men, dude. They are all in on big men.
I mean, he's a guard though. How tall of a guard is he?
He's
He
6'6".
shoots 41% from three. Damn. Oh, he was this dude. Oh yeah, he was cooking them niggas. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I remember this guy. Okay.
Abaji, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a traditional three now.
That's good. Well, they got what they needed. Well, they'll be back. They'll be back contending. Again, I mean,
The 3 and D wing.
they're actually a really deep team.
Very.
Again, as I was saying before the pick was announced, the difference between like the fifth seed and the ninth and the 10th seed in the East wasn't really that far off.
It was just kind of luck in terms of who got injured, who was healthy.
Yeah. So if they stay a bit healthier, and this piece should help with that, too. Rubio comes back mid-year
Yeah.
next year to give them a late push, maybe.
I think he's in a good situation where he doesn't have to do too much, though. He just has to play defense,
Shoot
hit his
three.
threes.
Shoot three. He doesn't have to handle the ball.
No, doesn't have to really
That's Darius's job.
create his own shots more than he has to. So
And even if he doesn't have to create his own shots, everyone but Jared Allen on the lineup and on the floor at any given time can shoot. So,
yeah, that's true.
and hey, if he fails at defense, that dude will be so tired after getting past him. Jared Allen's going to send that shit to the 10th row.
Him or Evan Mobley, yeah.
Or both. Just get jumped.
Get jumped.
So
That
Charlotte,
sounds like a horrible time.
so Charlotte has another pick. Now will they go
That does have another pick.
with AJ Griffith, who has slid the most out of any player so far?
Oh yeah, for sure. He is way outside where he was projected to go. I assume.
Who also cooked us, by the way. I should point out the Duke was
Oh.
all around clapping on us. Both at Camden Indoor, which I think I watched. I didn't watch any of that game really because I knew that
Yeah,
shit.
we didn't put up much of a fight there.
Like we didn't really have a chance.
No.
Again, I care about college basketball as much as Brad Ronell cares, which is not much. I'm sorry.
Just not much.
Commercial break. Arch Manning chose Texas. He chose the worst option, in my opinion. I think it chose pure, just pure averageness. Texas is not back. I hear one more Texas fan say that. I will blow Austin up on
Texas
Minecraft.
is not on the up and up as a program right now. They are.
'Cause I knew he
All
wasn't
mediocrity.
I knew he wasn't choosing us because we signed Cade and we signed that other dude. I forgot his name, but he was a 4-star in 2023. He was like the third best QB in Arch's class because
Okay.
Arch let Clemson know like y'all. Let's all look at DJ, bro. I ain't showing up to that. And Dabo was probably like
Shut up.
Dabo was probably like fair.
Fair. Hopefully Cade's good, but
I'm surprised
yeah,
he didn't go
expect
Ole
him to
Miss. I'm surprised he didn't go Ole Miss. I'm still surprised because Ole Miss had the best chance of the best system for showing his talents.
Peyton was doing way too much helping out his
Oh, Eli, you mean? Because
Eli. You're right. Eli was doing way too
I think
much.
Tennessee lost because Tennessee, if Texas is in shambles, Tennessee is a fucking dumpster fire. of a
Yeah, to be
program.
honest, neither of the legacy options were a good idea.
Ole Miss was a good option just to get in the system.
Ole
He,
Miss
was,
was a good
he wasn't
option.
winning no national championship at Ole Miss. That's not. But he's not winning no national
Won a
championship at
Heisman.
Texas either. So he won't win the Heisman.
Might have won a Heisman at
That's
Ole
true.
Miss.
But we'll have to see again. He could be unadulterated shit in college.
He could. I mean,
Again, he's also
now that
gonna-
he's on the Longhorns, there's a greater chance that he's going to be.
And he's
but,
going to go
yeah.
to the terrible predicament of going to Texas in their first season as a in the SEC. Oh, they're gonna get fucking dude. That's not good. You know how much hatred they're gonna be getting played against.
It's awful for him. Like the horrible atmosphere he's going to be playing in.
The Texas
Terrible,
fans are
terrible road atmosphere.
college football fans are not nice to their players. Like that's just like to their own players. That's just a rule of thumb. Texas fans are especially not nice.
No, not at all.
I think like the nicest fan base to their players are probably like bad teams.
Because they've accepted that they're bad.
I bet Northwestern fans are really nice to their football players because they just accepted they ass. Like Cal, I bet the 3 Cal fans and the 2 Northwestern fans out there. I'm at least-
Nice to their players.
Hey, at least Cal had a player in the NBA Finals. Shit, they had Jalen Brown,
That's
and
fair.
at least Cal has an NFL Hall of Famer. To be fair, Northwestern does too, but Otto Graham played when our grandparents weren't born yet, so. Marshawn Lynch will be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Yes, guaranteed. Ballot, easy.
Oh, okay, so They went with another center. Okay, Michael Jordan. My nigga. What are we doing here, partner?
Like I said, one of these is going to pan out. So help me.
So help me God.
Don't have a center. Don't have a center.
All right, so the Knicks. So Shams comes out with the details. Kemba, they banished Kemba Walker to Detroit.
Kate has a running mate.
Hey, Kate has a running mate. Kate has a mentor.
True.
Even though they're okay, so Mark Williams is really the direct Trez replacement. He the 3 blocks a game. He the send shit into the 8th row dude. Okay, if they have to put underrated passer, I don't think he's that great of a passer. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
But at least he's tall.
You know what? I mean, also it's good to have depth at center if they're gonna move away from both Trez and Zeller this season. Or not Zeller, Trez and Plumlee. I'm sorry to keep them confused. It's better than Plumlee. I mean, at least it has upside. Plumlee is, what Mason Plumlee is.
Wait, so Mark Williams, his whole family just hoopers, his sister in the WNBA. Okay.
That's crazy. Just imagine producing. That was a really good full court pass. Actually, I'll give him that.
Are those Thanksgiving?
Oh no, that was a really good. I remember that rotation against Clemson because they left Paulo, but Hunter Tyson helped PJ Hall when PJ Hall was fine. Well, we did watch that game, Ethan, because I remember PJ Hall is fine down there, but Hunter Tyson comes over and fucking helps because Brad is telling him to, and Paolo Banchero, who shot 38% from 3 in college, was just okay. Green.
Bing.
Also, Clemson basketball's cardinal sin that I've watched for 4 long, hard years, leaving corner shooters open with no fail.
Okay, so how come on ESPN's website, Mark Williams is listed as 6'10", right?
Yeah.
Hey, their graphics said he was 7'2".
Well, really? Huh.
It's the draft graphic on TV said he was 7'2".
Interesting. If he's 7'2", that's a lot different, but he's probably 6'10".
Don't look 7'2". Standing next to Paolo.
He don't look 7'2". The 7'2 looks like enormous.
Because Paolo's supposed to be what, 6'10"?
10. Supposed to be 6'10".
Okay, well no, he's taller than Paolo though.
Okay, so he's not 6'10", but he's probably not 7'2" either. So we're just gonna say he's 7 foot and call it a day.
The nice in between.
So the trade, the Spurs were looking at John Collins, and I don't really like the move for the Spurs. The Celtics are also looking at John Collins. I like it more.
John Collins fits Greg Popovich's.
I like it more for the Celtics because John Collins is nothing more than Jabari Parker if he never got hurt.
Jabari Parker if he never got hurt.
I mean,
no.
Of the quadrant of Jabari Parker's career, he's the Jabari Parker who played no defense, but was one of the best offensive players in the league. The 4 quadrants of Jabari Parker.
4 quadrants of Jabari Parker. Yeah, no, that's a fair comparison.
For those who are unaware, Jabari Parker before his first ACL injury, was all defense, no offense. Then he came back from that, he was a demigod. Then when he came back from the second ACL injury, he was all offense, no defense, and now he's bad at both. Jabari Parker literally hit all 4 things of the NBA compass.
I don't know. Is that really what the Celtics need?
I mean, Horford. At times, Horford looked like an old man, and other times he was the best player on the court. So I don't even know.
See, but when he was playing good, he played defense. John Collins ain't gonna play defense any of the time.
Yeah, and you can't just rely on Robert Williams, because Robert Williams, when he has to step out, he tries his best. He's better than Gobert.
That's not a very high bar.
It's not a high bar on the perimeter to be better than Rudy Gobert, though.
Lawful Tower.
Lawful Tower.
But, see who the Hawks pick up here. This should be interesting.
Well, if they go with AJ Griffin still sliding, Bulls.
That'll be perfect for them.
Hey, Bulls. Let's not do that if he gets to 18. We don't need a 3. We need a 4 or 5. Listen to me.
What if Pat Will plays the 4?
I mean, unless Mitchell Robinson, unless we're guaranteed to get Mitchell Robinson or trade for DeAndre Ayton. I mean, then shit, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna be okay with any pick. I'm gonna cheer for him anyway. Not like he's a criminal or anything.
How do you feel if they got AJ Liddell?
You see, that's who I'm thinking they're gonna get, and I don't really like EJ though because of his age. He has next to no upside. Oh, okay. Well, the Hawks took AJ Griffin. They took the smart choice.
They were intelligent. I mean,
So at the time, I mean, if
for
John
them.
Collins stays, their lineup right now is what Young Herder,
Young,
Young Herder Griffin,
oh,
Young Herder Griffin
Young,
Collins Capella.
Bogdanovich,
Oh, Bogdanovich, you're right. Not Herder.
Young
Herder's off the bench.
Bogdanovich, Young Bogdanovich.
Oh, you know, I've heard of his David Griffin. I have heard of his father because my grandfather Thomas wanted him to be head coach after they fired Thibodeau.
Hey, his
Actually,
grandfather's David Griffin.
no. My grandfather, AJ Griffin's father, was an assistant coach for the Bulls, and I remember my grandfather mentioning David Griffin, who's this dude's father, wanting to be their head
His
coach.
dad's David. Oh, okay. I've heard of David Griffin.
Yeah, and he wanted him to be head coach of the Bulls after they fired Thibodeau, but then they chose Holenberg, and Holenberg fired Griffin. Ah, Fred Holenberg. Oh my lord. Oh me lord.
But
You know, be thankful the Lakers never went from Fred Holenberg to Jim Boylan, bro. Like it could always be worse. No, it can be worse.
I suppose I just hope Darvin is
It could be worse. You could be a Kings fan where they fire the best. They fire Mike Malone, who ends up turning the Nuggets all the way around for George Karl, who self-destructed the Nuggets.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. So how do you lose with Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson
I don't know. Sounds tough.
and hyper athletic J.R. Smith? Sure, that locker
It's
room
all-
was
it's all defense.
that locker room was beyond awful. Like in terms of the personalities clashing.
I don't know. But this looks like a good pickup for the Hawks. Knockdown shooter. Provides good support for
Oh, that's why.
Trey.
All right. There was a trade, and that's why the Hawks went with it. Wait, the Hornet. Give me a second. Woj. We're learning on the fly. We're not Woj.
Or not Woj.
All right. Okay, the Pistons got Jalen Duren at number 13. They traded with the Hornets. They sent a 2025 first round pick. The pick they got from the Jeremiah Grant deal, which came from Milwaukee. Holy shit, that pick's traveled.
Interesting.
So that's why. Okay, so the Hornets are now back. Now they still got their center at the end of the day. And the
Hornets did get their center, yeah.
And the Pistons. That's a good move from the Pistons.
Jalen Duren.
Isaiah Stewart can be the goon off the bench.
To the bench. It's looking like a squad now.
Again, if you need someone knocked out, someone to eat a couple game suspension, you bring Isaiah Stewart in, and he'll fight them.
If you need a renaissance of the bad boy Pistons, Isaiah Stewart can bring that for you.
Isaiah Stewart has brought back the enforcer role in the NBA. The draft day hats actually look really cool.
This year they do look very nice.
I think my favorite was the year I have.
Which year is that?
2017 or
17.
was it 2017 or 2018? They got one. Wait, no, it had to be a 2018 draft because Mo Bamba was out. It was 2018. It's the one with the patches. I bought it before I came to right before I moved down to Clemson. It's the one that had the patches on the side. It's my Bulls hat. It's my only Bulls hat. Those are really nice because they had like the local shit. It has a Chicago flag on the patch on the side. I can't fucking resist it. I'm sorry. I cannot resist.
It has the Chicago flag on it. The man will buy it.
Half of Chicago will instead of paying their rent will buy that dumb shit with a Chicago flag on it, and then be mad at the city for some reason.
Hey, the flag looks good, so.
Again, I might be a resident of a certain B tier I should say Greenville, but hey, Chicago's always in me heart.
Chicago's always in your heart.
To the chagrin of everyone in Greenville. and everyone I conversate with.
Can't forget the roots.
So Houston can just pick the best player available at this point that isn't a guard, right? Or a power forward for
Take
that
a
matter.
guard.
They can take
Like,
a
if there's a
guard
good
too.
point,
Because I mean, Kevin
I mean, if
Porter.
there's a pass first point guard that they like, take him because they don't
Yeah,
have one of those.
they really don't. And Kevin Porter, they're playing at the 3 right now. And even if they play him at the 2, he may not be around for much longer.
Yeah.
And this is
I
pick
mean,
17. You're not really looking. I mean, at this point, if you get a multi-year starter, that's great. You're mostly looking for a bench piece now, like a consistent bench piece who can contribute.
bro,
So they can't get that guard. Get the energy
more often
guard
than
who runs
not,
around, plays defense, can hit a 3 maybe.
right? More often than not, these end up being high level role players. The best.
And the next pick, number 18, we're gonna fucking pick EJ Liddell, aren't we? Okay, we got Thaddeus Young at home coming up.
He's young at home.
Just as old. Let me
Better
say.
scorer though. I'll give him that.
That is true. That is true. EJ Liddell is a much more well in terms of his college play. Yes, Thaddeus Young
And
is
not as
actually
good at defense though.
Thaddeus Young not nearly as good. At Thaddeus Young in defense is a demon. But Thaddeus Young's scoring is underrated because he actually has a pretty solid post game. He can shoot the 3 ball at a good clip. He just has no ball handling whatsoever.
Right?
He does nothing with the ball if his back is not to the basket.
Yeah, he's a good finisher of plays, not really initiator.
I wish PJ Hall didn't break his foot. I think if he didn't break his foot, I think he would probably have declared this year. I would have. If I saw the dumpster fire that was Clemson basketball, I'd gotten the
Gets
fuck
out as soon as possible. Yeah.
and tried to make money. But he broke his foot, so he's got to stay another year. So that means he also can't transfer really either.
Yeah, sadly.
He's going to be a junior. Oh, he's wasted 3 years of his life for the hometown.
3 years of
For
his
the
life.
hometown, dude. Why'd he do it? I mean, I wanted him here. It's our fault for wanting him here. Not our fault. My fault. I'm taking all the blame.
I just walked into class one day and they're like, "Why are you still here?"
Oh, they got the 4 out of LSU. All right. So the Rockets are just
Okay.
stockpiling young players. Also, I mean, he should just went to Florida so he can see his sister more, to play volleyball there.
That'd been cool for him. Maybe he wanted to get away from his sister. Who knows?
That's true.
Okay.
His nickname is Peso.
Okay. It's a really weird nickname, to be honest.
The pick is in. Watch the Bulls trade this pick.
Depending what y'all trade for, it could be great.
Okay, Woj about to spoil the Bulls pick for me, but it's okay. So Houston, according to Woj, Houston said Eason's the best defender in the draft, which, as by that highlight just shown, yeah.
Well,
Who is this poor
Eason.
guard from this random school he's harassing? We can switch.
that's a good question.
Like who was that poor? Who are those poor guards? They didn't deserve that.
He didn't deserve that.
They're not comparing him to Herb Jones, bro.
But
I like Herb
his
Jones though.
ability as a forward is really good.
Yeah, I like Herb Jones. Herb Jones is a great piece for the Pelicans. We know we were talking about the Pelicans. I did not mention Herb Jones or Jose Alvarado off the bench.
Those are two very underrated pieces for them.
Defensive
Trying to be
nightmare.
contributors
Defensive
moving forward.
nightmares.
Yes.
Jose Alvarado is nice, Patrick Beverly. Jose Alvarado is a Patrick Beverly
Is he
grew up.
really nice though? I don't
Jose,
think he's nice.
Jose Alvarado is Patrick Beverly if he grew up in a stable home.
Okay, that's more, yeah. That's more like it.
Yeah, we just need
More like if Patrick Beverly had a house.
had a house, not living in his car on the west side of Chicago.
Yeah.
Will I be forced to cheer for yet another Ohio State player for my hometown team because we need them? Yes, I will be.
yes, he will be.
I mean, we can also go another guard because I think we're going to move Kobe White at some point during the season. And,
We're looking horrible at guard, to be honest.
I mean, it's really
Zach
just.
LaVine might leave. Lonzo is
Lonzo's
on
knee
hope
is
repair,
Lonzo's knee. Io does
and
cardio.
Kobe's on the way out.
Io does cardio.
Io's good. Io's good.
Io's good, but you can't run around for 38 minutes and expect to stay good.
Oh, no.
Because he really be running out there, dude.
He is putting in the work.
The team needs Zach LaVine in a Bulls uniform and someone to back up Lonzo Ball.
Yep, sounds about right.
Well, if they can go sign Mitchell Robinson, and also Woj did say that LaVine is it's leaning more towards re-signing now than it was earlier. So
I wonder what that deal's going to look like, though, for him.
it's going to be a max.
Think so?
I think it's going to be like a 4-year 160. It's not going to be It's not going to be a 180. That's for fucking sure.
I'm giving you guys too much credit, but I feel like it'll be like just under a max.
Or a 5-year 140. Then in that case, to be just under the max.
I'd say like a 4-year, like
120, 130.
20.
Still a lot. Probably
Still a lot,
130.
but not the max.
Probably 130 to get him at around 35 million a year. 30 some. It's gonna be interesting. The Bulls really, again, their weakness was damn, they had no one to stop Giannis or Joel, so they really weren't doing shit in the East.
These have big men. What do we not have? Man to stop the big man.
We have Vucevic getting cooked for lots of minutes. But I think again, if we lose Zach LaVine and we sign Rudy Gobert, I will heavily consider just bandwagoning the Bucks and just following the Greek man over there. I'll be very mad. But that means I'll betray Derrick Rose, so I can't do that.
The only thing that could save you save your pride if you go to the Bucks is Derrick Rose getting traded to the Bucks for some reason.
Let's say like I actually do leave and then Derrick Rose comes back to the Bulls finally, and I'll just be like extra depressed. Shit, I wouldn't mind that as the Lonzo Ball insurance policy, to be honest. Just bring back Derrick Rose. Just trade Kobe White to the Knicks. I don't fucking care. Just bring back Derrick Rose.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
I'm very irrational when it comes to Derrick Rose.
If Kobe White's already on the way out, a sign and trade for Derrick Rose.
Here's the thing. If they trade that first round pick that is right now for Derrick Rose, I would initially try to reason it out of sheer hope. Even though, like, deep down I know it is the worst possible decision. Kemba is not being banished to Detroit.
Buy him out.
They're buying him out. Kemba refused to be banished. Kemba refused to be banished.
Who's gonna pick him up?
I don't know. I can see the Suns have a bunch of backup point guards actually. 'Cause they have Alfred Payne and Cam Payne, so they don't really need him. I was thinking someone's gonna get hurt. All right, here we go.
Pick is in.
6'7" point guard. I'm with it.
6'7" point guard.
Oh yeah, Reggie Theus. We got Reggie Theus in the again.
Reggie Theus again. Menace the Menace energy.
Yeah. What's a winning player? What's that mean? He's got that dog in him. You might as well say that. Well, I mean, it's a good replacement. I mean, he seems more stable than Kobe White. More consistent off the bench. And definitely high upside, too. Just in case Lonzo's knee does not come back.
Oh, great switchability on defense since he's 6'7".
He can move the rock. That's something Kobe White just refused to do. Him and Io can play off each other really well. coming off the bench as a 1-2.
That should make for a very interesting
We know that the
backcourt.
Timberwolves need a point guard, right? And he
Um,
was he's on the Pac-12 All Defensive team, so he played defense too. Because again, he ain't getting much.
defense.
Here's the thing: he ain't getting much coaching. He's gonna get told out there to go run because Billy Donovan will motivate you to run, but he will not tell you how to do it.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of potential there for you guys.
Again, a part of me really wishes the Bulls would do bad, only so that they can fire so Brad Brownell and Billy Donovan get fired at the same time, and then we get college Billy Donovan because Billy Donovan can recruit his ass off.
That'd be amazing, but a lot of things would have to go right and wrong at the
Well,
same
Clemson would
time.
have to actually pay a basketball coach an unreasonable amount of money.
Yeah, which they're not willing to do.
I hope Anthony Edwards comes into. I hope Anthony Edwards comes into this with his hustle energy, just being a fucking villain. You know, Anthony
He's
Edwards
a villain.
Anthony
He's
Edwards
comedy in real life,
legitimately the funniest dude in the league. It's like it's him and Kawhi
Such a chill
Leonard.
guy. Such a chill guy.
All their villain energy comes from one man, and his name is Patrick Beverly for the Timberwolves.
It's like infected Karl Anthony Towns.
Who thinks he's like that now? He thinks he's a tough dude all of a sudden.
Not.
Like, bro, you you're really not. And again, the Dominican Republic really fucked us out of our easy big man by having like, oh my god, we could have a center. We could have a center that's not Mitchell Robinson or Bam. Bam should not be the starting center for Team USA. Not when he was starting, of course. Now he can be. Not 2 years ago.
Yeah, now he can. "19 points per game." He's just so streaky, D'Angelo is.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's just not
He doesn't
consistent.
play any defense.
Oh, lick. That's the problem with Cat too. Cat has more energy, but Cat still doesn't have the defensive IQ. Especially when your guard in front of you can't play defense. That's a deadly combination for your team, especially in an
Yeah.
aversion to losing basketball game, aversion to winning.
I don't know. Maybe they could use. Get somebody defensive minded. Maybe at the 3 or the 4.
Are they going to add again a more steady point guard presence and have D'Lo play the 2?
Ant play the 3.
That would be the only issue is what to do with Ant.
It'd be a small ball lineup.
Oh,
But
they
it's
want that
possible,
dude who
I
cooked
suppose.
us. So they got to stretch 4 now.
Got
I'm gonna
stretch
be
4.
real with you. This doesn't help their defense though. I know he just blocked the hell out of that shot in that clip, but like he was 6'8". I hope he did. But he do shoot. He do shoot that thing.
Hey, so guess they're just looking to put like 140 on everybody, even though they're letting people score 130.
Yeah. Oh wait,
That's bull.
they're sending that nigga to Memphis. Wait, send that nigga to Memphis. Never mind.
They're sending him to Memphis, but for what?
Woj, help us out. Um, Timberwolves got the 22 and 29 pick in the draft from the Grizzlies.
Ah,
Okay, so now that he's on the Grizzlies, they need to stretch 4.
could use that
He can also move.
spacing.
He can also come off the bench at the 3. Because I mean, they're gonna re-sign Triple J, right?
I would assume so. Yeah.
If they don't, I wouldn't start him. I mean, you may not have a choice with Steven Adams on the court.
True. I mean, him and Steven Adams wouldn't make the worst combination I've ever seen.
But I think LeVert will need time to get to the NBA game, so they better have Triple J so he can come off the bench and get eased into it.
Yeah.
He was a good player in college, though. Great player. Again, another AC.
Fantastic
We
player in
we
college.
know ACC players a bit better because you watch your conference especially when you're around that school.
Of course.
It's it's
It's
hard.
easier to keep up with.
And there's 300 plus D1 college basketball teams, and all their games are televised nowadays. It's so hard to keep up. with everyone who's good or bad in college basketball.
It's just really easy to keep up with people in the vicinity.
Yeah, just in the local area. Like I think I watched more Furman games than Pac-12 games last year, for example. So,
I don't think I saw any Furman games.
and then I watched the SoCon. Like I watched like most of the SoCon tournament because it was fun actually. Because it's just a bunch of
Oh,
mid teams fighting each other that ended with that great game between Chattanooga and Furman. That Chattanooga dude
the
hit like
game.
that 36-foot OT game winner with 2 men in his face from the logo. Like,
Yeah, the name, but
were you there at Loose Change?
I was there at Loose Change. We were playing. We were doing
Yeah,
trivia.
yeah,
It was
trivia night.
before.
And what is it? The dude the trivia dude's his brother's someone, right? Like cousin or like his
I
step
have no idea.
his stepbrother's cousin. His stepbrother's cousin was the Furman's equipment
Cousin.
manager. Yeah, some shit like that.
Some really weird convoluted thing.
Like
And there was another dude in the bar who like he had bet money on the other team or something.
he bet money on Chattanooga +3 or some shit or like plus or no, it's Chattanooga money line. Because
Chattanooga
also
money
everyone
line?
everyone at Loose Change on trivia night is a gambling degenerate. Let's get gonna get out of the way. Who's not named Ethan Cinco or Caprice Dora.
But yeah, the energy in there was electric.
Yes, for a game that no one cared about until we were sitting there.
Much.
What a shot though! Like honestly, like probably the shot of the year for college basketball. That's the beauty of college basketball is all the things that the conference tournaments and then March Madness like back to back. It's just a month. It's literally a month of insanity.
True.
Like it's not called March Madness for nothing. Like it is literally just fucking craziness. And because every conference tournament has its chance for drama. Like Kemba Walker's UConn having to win all those games just to get in the tournament and then winning the damn thing that year when they had never had a shot in hell of doing it. They didn't have to do that dude at Syracuse's ankles up like that though. That was one of them. So I think the Spurs will probably go small forward here. If I
I
had to
like the
guess.
small forwards available though.
I don't think there's. This is Greg Popovich and after 20. He's gonna pick some random European nigga that we don't know about. It's not
Jokic is still
not even
available.
European. He's about to be from like Bolivia or some shit. Niggas, niggas gonna come out of the Amazon jungle. I don't know where Greg Popovich finds all these tall foreign players. It's like how Nick Saban finds the biggest dudes in America and he'd have them play football for him.
That sounds about right.
So that's not really the case because Georgia definitely had the biggest dudes in America last year.
Yeah, between Javon Walker and Jordan Davis.
They really just found. What? How the fuck does someone get Jordan Davis big? I'm trying to figure out how the fuck. Who let that happen? That's unfair.
Gave that boy milk. I don't know.
While the Spurs are picking, we're gonna move back to football. How do you? I know we discussed it before, but not on these episodes, of course. How do you like Raheem Sterling going to Chelsea? If he were to, of course,
Given-
if the business goes through, which it might not.
As long as the feed isn't like astronomical.
What would be
No.
your highest, like, you'd be happy with? Like, what's the highest? Like, 50 million euros? Or is 45 where the number is at right now the highest you're willing?
My sweet spot would probably be like 40 million euros,
Talk
but I mean
about
like
it a little
50
bit.
wouldn't be too bad.
As long as they don't do, like, some 60 shit, 55, 60 mil.
Yeah, that's pushing the bar a little bit.
Almost
Um,
almost what City
given
paid for
they're-
Sterling at that point if you're at
Yeah.
65.
Yeah, but given that they're looking to move some wingers, like Hakeem Ziyech, opening up some room in the rotation. Granted, it kind of sucks that Pulisic may not get as many minutes. I do like bringing someone electric like that into the
But
team.
Pulisic needs to move out of Chelsea, in my opinion, for his sake, not for your sake. So the Spurs go with a 2 guard. Okay, I'm okay with that for them. I mean, the developmental piece for sure.
Definitely. I mean, if Dante Walker, right? Crazy.
Yeah, DeJounte Murray. Lonnie Walker's the other
Dejounte
one.
Murray, Lonnie Walker. I combined them. I knew that didn't sound right. Dejounte Murray. If he leaves, they do need a guard.
Yeah, I mean, their guard
They need a
setup would
guard.
be Lonnie Walker and Malachi, and that's not a great place to be at in the NBA.
That's Malachi. Something that we did not see.
That's sure. Again, he's going to the Spurs. He's getting again. They develop players. It's what they do.
They do develop players.
Oh
The
my!
space of the NBA
Oh
game
my
allows.
God! He went to the same high school as LeBron. We're gonna have to deal with this shit, aren't we?
We?
He did. It says Saint Vin. Oh my God! They brought back the LeBron. They brought back the LeBron highlights. At least they ain't comparing him to him. It could be worse.
True. Worse.
You know, I have. You know what? To be fair, I haven't let them play it out either. Now, what do the Nuggets do here at 21?
Um, they just look for role player things.
I think they should go for a
They
small
can shoot.
forward.
They can play defense.
Michael Porter Jr. hurt too much. They need a small forward.
That's fair.
And it's not someone who they need to develop. It's someone who can go run around and play defense and plug in the gap for Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Jokic.
Hey, you want to add depth to your already established squad.
Fuck
so.
it! Nikola! Do the hell! Nikola Jovic and Nikola Jokic on the same team! Let's do
That'd be
it!
hilarious. I would love to see that.
Let's see. Let's see if the Knicks trade anyone else. And then the Pistons sent that trade that was in Portland, that was in Milwaukee at one point in 2025 to the Hornets. By the way,
Okay.
Knicks fans gotta be in shambles right now. But I guess to be fair, they're always in shambles.
Knicks fans in shambles for no reason.
A common occurrence. Twitter saying, so far the Knicks have been attached to Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving, Jaden Ivey, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Ayton, Carmelo Anthony, Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Turner. Who they'll actually get? Terrence Ross, Ty Washington, and a new janitor.
The woes of Knicks fans
Couldn't be me. Could
have
never
other
be me.
woes.
I have other woes. I'm a Bears fan. I don't need that. To be fair, there are Knicks slash Jets fans in this world. Sometimes
Tough.
sometimes I gotta sit down and sit down. It's good. It is a good. I live a decent life still.
I live a decent life still.
It's a shame the Hawks and Lakers have never been really good at the same time.
That I'm just like swimming in success.
It's just one or the other. You can't be I'm trying to think of who's a Boston sports fan where everyone is somewhat good at all the time.
Yeah. The Patriots cannot just down.
Patriots, the Bruins, the Celtics, and the Red Sox. New York Chicago I don't know. Chicago doesn't have the most sadness. Oakland does. Oakland does exist. They have the saddest team in all four major sports.
Oakland does exist.
I mean, the Cubs are ass. The White Sox are. We're not gonna talk about the White Sox. I'm not in the mood. Fire Tony La Russa. That is all. The Blackhawks are about to trade their best player, but hey, I'm gonna pick up my first hockey jersey for on the cheap, so it's gonna work out.
Gonna work out.
The Bulls are good, and the Bears are rebuilding. But I'm actually excited about the Bears. I've never been more excited to finish so well under 500 before in my life. They said I saw trade on the board behind them, so now I'm scared. Oh, they're talking about that old trade.
Okay.
So every stuff has to go through the league office first, and then it gets to. So the
Yeah,
Knicks
it takes a
the
while.
Knicks just got multiple first round picks. I mean, those can be for seventh graders right now.
Yeah, they potentially could be our children at this point in time. Yeah, I have no idea, but if Jokic likes Jovic,
Oh, this dude wasn't even in the green room. He was just in the stands.
sounds more fun to be honest.
It really does. Christian Brown. So he's a smaller guard. So he's a bench guard.
Bench guard.
Probably shoots the lights out. Oh, he was this dude from the tournament. The burner. He a steady point guard. He a point. Oh, he is six. I mean, he's 6'7", and he do all that. This is Sam Decker, but hopefully he's. This is Sam Decker in college. That's all this is. Okay, but I don't want him to be Sam Decker in the NBA.
Be NBA Sam Decker.
He's talking mad cash. You know what? This is the energy Denver needs. They don't really have energy. Him and Jokic could be the all menace. Teams need some teams need some guy. You know, teams need that though in the NBA.
They need some fire.
If you look at an average dude into like it, you see that he's 6'7".
Yeah.
Like he really like an average.
Standing by his also like 6'7" family, he just looks like a normal guy.
Like I've seen this dude. I've seen this dude at Fike a million times. Just not 6'7" and not nearly as good at
Not
basketball.
6'7". Not 6'7", and since he's not 6'7", he doesn't play basketball every single day of his life.
Right. So who do the Grizzlies now? Who do the Grizzlies go with now? Or not the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves, because this is the Timberwolves pick. The Timberwolves can finally get their backup point guard.
There's one that they like, Ty Ty.
Ty could be it. Because
That could be it. I
I just
mean,
remember the Grizzlies don't really need a backup point guard because they have Tyus, who's like the ultimate backup point guard.
at this point, you kind of just want to draft somewhat best available.
Yeah, you just take best available and just that's not
That's
you take best available that's not a two guard or not a center at this point because you already have
it is a bad fit. I mean, a bad fit's better than a bust.
yeah.
You know?
Or you pick the best fit available too, where you just not the bet between the bust like and you pick the position that you don't necessarily need, but it would be nice if someone goes down. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I'd pick a two guard here or a point guard because at this point, also at this range, you can have them play in the G League if they ain't getting time and bring them back up.
Or
Really
have them
need
sit
that.
on a two-way or something.
Or you can hold on to them as trade capital too, because no potential just trades better than anything else in all pro sports.
Yes.
And you might need
That's
that.
true.
You might need that first round pick to sweeten the pot for a player you really need for a championship push.
Yeah.
That's extra management talk that we do not have time for. The first round is almost concluded. Then we'll watch 5 picks of the second round to see see the one player they pick in the draft.
The one player the Lakers pick in the draft.
And we're gonna call him like the next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, even if he's a 5'11" point guard.
Hey, if it's that guy in the G League with the Hall of Fame hook shot,
That'd be hard. Okay,
that'd be crazy.
I think Ethan, are we at the point where we don't know who this is?
Um,
Also, they chose a
I
center.
mean,
Right, and I was kind of said that was like the one thing they shouldn't do. To be fair, who the fuck is the backup center for the Timberwolves? Is it Ed?
Gomez?
It's not Ed Reed, right? What the fuck is the Timberwolves depth chart like?
They have a Hernan Gomez?
They do have one of the Hernan Gomez's. You're right. No, do they? Do they?
Yeah, at least used to.
They used to. And
Used
do
to.
not put us on the spot because we do not know which one.
Poncho or
Oh,
Hernan.
it's Nas Reed.
It's not Nas Reed.
Yeah, Nas Reed's their backup center. I forgot that the Timberwolves had Greg Monroe this season. The COVID part, the virus part of the 2021-2022 NBA season was a fever dream. Joe Johnson played real NBA minutes and scored a real NBA point.
Yeah.
So the Sixers, I think whoever they pick is getting fucking traded along with Thibault. So does it really matter? It says proposed trade. Wait, I was joking. I was fucking joking. I didn't mean this.
You spoke it into existence. They said that's a good idea. Should do that.
They're trading it. They traded the pick for DeAnthony Melton.
Okay.
Okay,
Interesting.
76ers. I did that. Do you? I guess. Is DeAnthony Melton worth a first round pick?
Probably not.
I'm confused. I'm scared.
Scared. I'm not sure. The Philadelphia 76ers have an interesting strategy.
Yeah, I still think he's getting trade. I guess yeah. I guess they can't trade DeAnthony Melton because of the trade exception.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was really worth a first round pick.
He's a good player.
I also like how Woj has just left the desk completely because he's just on his phone.
There's more important things to do.
The man's gotta have like 6 phones.
I mean, he does.
If the Lakers pick Bryce McGowan, that'd be hilarious. Because Bryce McGowan is from Williamston. My roommate went to high school with them.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be interesting.
Woj looks haggard.
He's been doing too much.
He like bro on the bro NBC trots out for the NFL who do the election night shit. Who worked through his tie, clicking that damn map.
Oh,
They need to bring that dude around more. He's funny. I just like seeing him frantically click a screen. I don't know why. Shit just makes me laugh.
true.
They could be sweating through his suit over numbers.
And way too much work.
I just don't really like them trading DeAnthony Melton, and then the Grizzlies get yet another young player for their already super young team. That's already contending ish, where they can then flip all these young players to make themselves a legit finals contender.
For the Grizzlies, I mean, DeAnthony Melton. I think the Grizzlies have more use for a young player than the 76ers do.
That's true.
DeAnthony Melton
The
is an
76ers,
established.
the 76ers are in the win now mode. It is the 23rd pick.
Yeah, and I think DeAnthony Melton has established himself to a point where I think the floor of the 23rd
So now I
pick
have
is-
heard of this guy. He's good. This is a good pick from the Grizzlies. This dude can ball. I'm not going to say much more. I just know that he can ball because I actually did watch one Colorado State game last year, and he was
David Roddy?
good. He's a good player.
Is he actually a 6'5" power forward?
He's a 6'5" 3", but he plays like a power forward. But it's going to be good. Here's the thing: it's going to be good off their bench, in my opinion.
See how it all works out.
I mean, he's not gonna. He's sure as hell not gonna start for the Grizzlies. That's
I mean,
for sure.
There's always a possibility that they take all these pieces and throw them in a package for Bradley Beal.
That's true. Goodbye, goodbye, Dylan.
One was already gone.
Oh, Dylan Brooks.
I mean, because it's
Oh
they're gonna
yeah,
have to choose
it's
between him
between him
or
and Triple
Desmond
J.
Bain.
Oh, Bane, yeah.
So it's the ultimate choice,
And
and you choose Bain every
they
time.
should choose Bane. I guess no. I guess there's a fight for the spot then.
Definitely,
Because I'm pretty sure the Grizzlies still have a mid-level exception spot, so they can go find someone with that. I'm sure
really,
the mid-level exception is a cheat code.
really is. Just to find somebody that wants to play for you.
Yeah, you're gonna be paying a $20 million a year player $7 million just because he wants to be there.
Yeah.
The NBA cap is really a myth. I don't know how niggas end up in NBA cap hell still, when it's so easy to subvert. Like it's easy to understand how people end up in NFL cap hell.
Oh yeah.
Except that's also a lie because should the Rams be in it right now? Yes. Are they? Technically speaking, do they care? No.
Not really.
I still don't know where they're bullshitting this cap space from. Like
I have no idea.
nothing makes sense anymore. How do
The
they?
way NFL contracts are structured is just
Oh,
crazy.
because you could. I mean, but could you basically subvert it by converting shit to bonuses at will?
Yeah. Well, you convert them to bonuses or something, and I think you push them back.
You keep backloading them until you can't anymore.
Yeah. And you just extend them. So then
Also,
you
have
can
to
keep.
remember that most NFL contracts are not fully guaranteed, so they don't hurt the
Um,
cap either.
you cut them at a certain time depending on the clauses.
It's not the NBA where every contract is fully guaranteed except like, no, every contract in the NBA is guaranteed for that year. Obviously, because there's player options and
Right.
team options, but I think for that year, every contract's guaranteed.
Okay.
The Bucks are just looking for depth. They played Jordan and Wara played real minutes last year. That's going to have to change. So
Yeah.
my bet's on getting a small forward that's not Jordan and Wara to play.
I think I'd be looking for them to get like
Oh,
a solid piece that they can move
the
for in a
76ers
trade.
also banished Danny Green to Memphis. Oh yes, I said banished.
He's they buy him
I'm
out.
slandering the city of where my family's from. Fuck Memphis. Y'all lucky the Grizzlies good, or y'all things would be irrelevant. And the Bass Pro Pyramid. I always can't forget about the Bass Pro Pyramid. And
That's
Germantown. Germantown, nice.
Town is indeed nice.
Everything else, not even mid, terrible city. 0 out of 10. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go fuck yourselves. Violence towards Memphis. I could never really go in my poli sci bag because they'll just bring all this up, all my city slander.
Player City slander. I hear you said this about us. Oh, you see.
You see, I wasn't joking. I meant that. It's crazy that you just start off as normal ass babies and they just become 7 feet tall. That's wild.
Only imagine.
If I was 7 feet, if I was, to be fair, I've seen a lot of tall niggas at Clemson just be walking around not using their skills, and it makes me mad. I wish I was Caden's height. If I was
And
Caden's,
befriend some of them.
I was Caden's height. Cole swam, bro.
Oh, swam, bro.
Cade doesn't even. Craden ran cross country, which is far worse. Being 6'7", you distance run. Get the fuck out of here. God damn it. Sorry, Cade. Love you. Damn, donate a little height to the homies who really need it. I don't even really need it that bad. Donate to some of the homies who would use it well.
True. Heartwarming
Another
montage
G,
that was.
another G League Ignite guard. Another G League Ignite player, I should say. I said guard because he's a guard. Let's be on the point. Poor Keegan Murray.
Alright,
I just remember he's the one who went to the Kings. Poor Keegan Murray.
poor lad.
Is that his dad with that mean ass ponytail? I think so, right?
Looks like it.
That's crazy. His hair went
Hey.
nuts.
That's awesome. Love to see it.
What is this That explains his dad's hairstyle? Yeah. Yeah, it does. The 4 high schools? Oh, then he played at JUCO? They just went from JUCO to G League Ignite?
Very interesting.
Why'd they have this flashy ass graphic for the number 24th overall pick? I guess
It's prepared just for him.
I guess he was a G League Ignite player. The NBA is really trying to showcase them.
Yeah, because it revenue for them.
I think the Spurs should go look for a center.
If there are any good ones available.
Well, anyone who's good. I mean, really, again, just take the best available player at this point. But I think if there is a good available center, you're gonna take Jovic, aren't they? You're gonna take the European, bro, because it's the Spurs, right?
That's highly likely.
The Lakers end up with Wendell Moore.
I wouldn't be mad. That'd be incredible.
Darvin Ham, to assert dominance of his coaching, brings David Collins into to training camp just to breed animosity and beef. Just to light a fire,
Interesting move, but
light a fire under. Just like I was really hoping the Bears would bring in James Skalski, just because they did not.
because
Just for some hard nosed practices. Oh, I saw Mac McClung back there. That was the what are the Lakers ones? Are they this? What's the Lakers G League team called?
South Bay Lakers.
South Bay. I almost said South Beach. Like that's the wrong state.
Wrong state. Wrong side of the country.
Again, not even where the G League team, not even where Miami Heat's G League team is. nowhere near it actually.
Nowhere near it. Not even on a beach.
It's in the snowy tundra. So they go with a couple guards. I mean, they don't really have guard depth of anyone who's notable, to be real, on the Spurs. Do you know any of them? Because I sure as fuck don't, other than Lonnie Walker and DeJounte Murray. I know they had Bryn Forbes for a while, and I keep thinking he's still on the Spurs when he got traded by the Bucks two seasons ago.
And Forbes, I thought I was on the Grizzlies right now.
Yeah, and he's not even on the Bucks anymore. That's the worst part. He's on the Grizzlies. You're right.
They have oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. A guard out of Duke last year's draft?
Spurs depth chart time.
Ty Jones? Did they have Ty Jones?
Oh, they have the other one. That's not Tyus, right? Yeah, you're right. They do have the Tyus Jones brother. Because he was a second round pick. Trey Jones. Yeah, okay.
Trey
Oh,
Jones.
they have Josh Richardson. I forgot about him. I forgot he's on the Spurs now.
The Spurs have
They have Jay Rich and they have
Good for
Joshua
him.
Primo. I'm gonna be real. I know who Joshua Primo is, and yeah, Devin Vassal's the 3. Okay, so I have heard of these people, ish.
heard of Primo.
Oh, Primo played at Alabama. Okay.
Mainly remembered him just because.
Oh yeah, because Jay Rich was part of the fucking Derek White trade, right?
Yeah.
That was a great trade for the Celtics.
That was amazing. Derek White was fantastic for them.
Brad Stevens found his true bag. Wheeling and dealing.
Dealing and dealing.
Then Ime Udoka. Be fair, when's the last time a first-year head coach has won? Oh, I guess Nick Nurse, right, was the first-year head coach and won the championship with the Raptors. Right, even though he was
Um,
just really, um,
yeah,
who was the dude before him? Who's the coach of the Pistons? Dwayne Casey extended.
Casey.
They really fired Dwayne Casey. Then brought the player. Then brought the
Your coach of the year. Awesome. Nugget out.
Also, you're
Excuse me?
fired, bro. I thought that was Darian Rencher who was getting up. I swore on everything. Okay, this dude good though. Again, he's a good player. It's another guard.
Another guard.
I mean, Jay Rich is
Or
probably gonna
guard.
get okay. Jay Rich probably gonna get bought out.
Got out or traded.
Probably bought out. He's on the older side. A contender may want him, but he was traded by a contender already.
That's fair.
He's a.
I don't know if
He's
Matisse
a
Thybulle's getting traded for Gordon, then maybe it's a second rounder or something is not the craziest thing for Josh Richardson.
yeah. He's got good moves. This Notre Dame guard right here. Seems versatile, but he probably just the reason he probably fell is A, I bet good money he's not a freshman, and B, watch me be wrong. Watch him be a freshman. Blake Wesley. Blake Wesley probably isn't a freshman, and I bet he's a step slow athletically. He's a freshman. Damn, I bet wrong.
Bet wrong.
Blake Wesley or Malachi are going to end up most of their time in the G League next season, I bet.
I think it depends upon what happens with the DeJounte Murray saga.
Well, if DeJounte Murray goes, there's 35 minutes going somewhere.
They split between the two of them. Be given to whoever steals the job. Who knows?
So the Rockets are taking this Mavs pick, it seems like. It's good. The Mavs don't really need this pick like at all.
They get another European person.
The Rockets? Possibly. Oh, wait. It's apparently going to Minnesota now.
Going all the way to Minnesota.
Yeah. According to Woj. And Woj said who it was, but I'm going to let the pick come in. Because they have the Baylor head coach, the dude who did the biggest turnaround in NBA history. Not NBA, college basketball history, and went from a college program that had players murdering each other to a national title. And Baylor basketball program, very, very interesting history. Baylor as a school, everything about Baylor is really weird and interesting, actually. Just read up on Baylor. It's an odd place. It's BYU in Texas. It's also in Waco, where a lot of weird things happen. Just don't go to Waco, kids. Third lesson of the stream. Stay away from Waco, Texas. Weird shit happens there.
Away from Waco, Texas.
Nothing good happens in Waco. Unless your name was
LA.
Robert Griffith III or the Baylor basketball team in 2021. Well, let me interest. Well, Rose did say it was going to be Wendell Moore going to the Timberwolves, which
Bill Moore.
for the three, that's not the world's worst option for him. They do need he can help contribute as a rookie.
Bet on the upside. See what
He might.
see what it turns into.
I mean, like he'll probably be a decent role player in the league. He'll be around a minute.
Hopefully, yeah.
He'll get a second contract for sure somewhere.
Somewhere.
That's my take on him. I can't really say a loser in this draft so far, can you?
Draft losers.
Other than AJ Griffin losing out on lottery money.
Maybe. But for most of these guys, getting drafted is a win in itself. So
Yeah.
draft losers though.
Feels like every team attacked their need. Maybe the Spurs, only because they're in such a weird spot that
Yeah,
it
they
they're
don't have a clear vision
if
that's
they
obvious
keep
to us. At
DeJounte,
least.
picking the guards is kind of it kind of doesn't look too hot.
No, unless they
But picking
package it
draft winners and
something else.
losers, especially in basketball, is just a crapshoot. Because
Yeah.
basketball, more than football has clear needs and clear shit to fix. That's why it's much easier to. Oh, they got this pick from the Christian Wood trade. That Dallas,
Dallas
yeah,
recently pulled out to acquire Christian Wood.
yeah. So this was
Okay.
the Mavericks pick, and then the Mavs traded it to Houston for Christian Wood, and the Rockets traded it to Minnesota for something.
Okay.
Something's probably either a late future first or some seconds into this year. But going to Minnesota, that's a. Also, why do they never? I never got when watching the NBA draft. The NFL draft updates that shit instantly with the team they're going to, like right out the gate. In the NBA, because I guess the NFL, the league season is opened already, so they can make moves. Whereas the NBA draft happens technically before that. The league, like the league can officially teams can officially
Legal
do
tampering
business.
window open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the NFL has free agency before the draft.
Yeah.
But I understand why, since you gotta get the draft over with and done because the season's long and there's a quick turnaround, whereas the NFL has a long ass off season. Because it feels like the NFL, you're just waiting for the draft, waiting, the combine, then another month, pro days. A lot of shit goes on.
Effectively builds up a lot of hype though. So
Yeah. That's why the NFL draft is a much better product than the NBA draft. I think no one can really deny that. Also because
in terms of
the
viewership, I think
It's also
yeah.
because the NFL, you can have drama for the first 2 days, basically, because a lot of football is a much more watched sport, and B, dudes from days 1 and 2 are going to be have a good chance of all being starters and on national TV every week.
True.
Whereas again, after the lottery ends in the NBA, dude, again you're going to be, and then the second round of the NBA that might as well be the seventh round of the NFL draft.
Yeah, it's those are the dudes who are at the bottom.
But who the Heat get? They need some backup.
He
They need some bigs.
they need a shooter
They need to shoot. They need a shooter who shoots. They pay Duncan Robinson all that money for nothing.
for nothing.
Duncan Robinson, worst free agent signing in recent memory. I'll say it now. You can't. You don't pay a man that much money to not play him in the playoffs.
Always for like I just it always takes me back how much money they gave him.
Can I think of a worse? Okay, well there is a worse contract out there, but like that's happened. That's been signed in the last 2 seasons. I know John Wall's contract exists. I get that. We know it's
Oh, there's Russell
terrible.
Westbrook's.
And there's Russell Westbrook's contract. Did you guys sign him to that contract, or did you trade him with that contract?
He traded for him when he already had that contract, so
That's arguably worse.
yes. Considering what we gave up for him, yeah.
Who'd you give up for him? Was it Bogna, and Wagner, right? For him, or was that an earlier trade?
That was an earlier trade.
What the fuck
Gave
was
up
that trade?
Kuzma.
It was also to the Wizards. That's why I'm confused, huh? So you gave
That one
up
was,
you gave up
that one
Kuz,
involved
Kuz and KCP were the two ones. I
who's
know.
KCP? Who's KCP and Trez?
Oh, it was Trez for Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. Then, like, as a ripple effect, we of course did not re-sign Caruso.
And
You
then,
were quite happy about.
yes, the eagle. Caruso, hey, should not start. We are not good when he starts. We are only we are only great when Caruso. There's something magical about that man coming off the bench. The second he touches Pine in the starting minutes, he's not that good anymore.
He's not that good anymore.
And how about Sutton just sitting there in the green? They get invited to the green room of the NBA, and you just sitting there for like 4 hours, bro. For the NFL, you could get invited to the green room and have to come back tomorrow.
That's that's worse.
Oh wait,
That's so much
yeah,
worse.
because wasn't Malik Willis in the green room until the third round?
Yeah, I'm
He
pretty
was
sure.
the last one out, right? Sat in the green room for a literal like seven real world hours.
It's tough. And walking into Tennessee with a vengeance.
Ready to take Ryan Tannehill's job.
Yes.
I hope he does. Ryan Tannehill's talking mad shit for such an ass quarterback.
I also hope he takes his job. That'd be cool.
That'd be really nice. Not really. Ryan Tannehill's talking like a quarterback who doesn't rely on his running back to open everything up for him. Because I liked Tannehill before that. We can't be dicks to young quarterbacks. Because the dude, I mean, what was it, Brett Moore, the old ass QB for the Dolphins, was nice to him when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Gonna get Brett Favre.
Alex Smith, Brett Favre was a dick to Aaron Rodgers though. So
Yeah, so Tannehill's gonna get Brett Favre.
yes. To be fair, Aaron Rodgers is also probably a humongous dick to Jordan Love. So
Jordan Love is not very good at football.
that is the difference. Jordan Love is not good at football because they would not have paid Aaron Rodgers all that money if they had a modicum of faith in Jordan Love. The fact that they're paying that man what, $50 million a year, is a testament to how not good Jordan Love is at football.
Exactly.
Because Aaron Rodgers gonna be what, like damn near 40 when that last year of that contract and it's fully guaranteed. Jordan Love is that bad at football.
Yeah, but as we've seen, 40 still decent years for QBs.
If you like that, if you wanted the goats. So I mean, they also get rid of Green's contract with that, which is pretty good for the Sixers. They don't have to pay to buy him out, which is nice. Gets him out of the cap space because I'm pretty sure even if you buy him out, it's still dead cap.
That's dead cap.
Oh, the Heat got Nikola Jovic. Okay, that's also funny.
Oh my gosh.
Nikola Jokic destroys Morris's career, also, and they're replacing him with Nikola Jovic.
So now they already felt the Serbian threats, so they're like, okay, now we need Serbians in the team. Defenses.
You gotta get Jovic's Serbian brothers, so they can beat with Jokic's Serbian brothers, or Serbian family members.
Serbian family members.
Except no one in his family look. I saw no one who. Maybe the brothers are doing Serbian tough, rough and tough business in Serbia right now, and they're not here. These are in high school gyms. These highlights.
Oh my goodness.
These are literally just random gyms in Serbia with the. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being mean again.
Jovic not only American cities.
Jovic is high upside.
Sisters are very attractive, but that's besides the point.
God damn it. God damn.
Started playing basketball at 13.
That's wild. But why would the Knicks trade away that center for futures for futures when they're not going to re-sign Mitchell Robinson? Unless they're going to pay Mitchell Robinson way too much money or sign and trade for DeAndre Ayton.
I guess we'll see how things pan out.
Who the fuck are the Warriors going to pick, bro? Like, what the fuck do they need? Fuck, just pick anyone. It don't matter.
They need more pieces for their Bradley Beal trade.
To make the super team.
Make their super team. Keep the chance to keep their championship window open. I have no idea.
Wiggins played a lot better in the NBA Finals than I really thought he would. Andrew Wiggins learned how to play defense, which is I'm super happy for him actually.
Yeah, the mentorship from Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala really turned him into a good defender.
I'm gonna say Andre Iguodala. I'm not gonna say Draymond Green. Draymond Green didn't do shit. You know what I mean? He just pissed him.
Oh,
I mean, he probably just pissed him off a lot, which helped.
oh, Draymond Green has incredible basketball IQ, and he was coaching them up on the sidelines.
That's true. I'm just hating on Draymond Green.
I have to give him the credit.
Draymond Green is an exceptional passer and has high basketball IQ. It's just a shame he is such a dickhead. But at this point, the Warriors can just pick fucking anyone. They're barely gonna play whoever they do get. Who are they gonna lose? I mean, who are they gonna lose? Right? Like realistically, Poole's gonna be gone after next year, right? Most likely, someone's gonna throw a bag at him.
Yeah, I'd assume.
I heard Kevon Looney is drawing interest from other teams, but they have Kuminga and Wiseman to help that shit. So,
Unless they're trying to groom the Jordan Poole again. I don't know.
I mean, can they really? Is Damian Lee safe because he's married to Steph Curry's sister?
Man got the family pass.
Chris Chioza was on this team, by the way. She
Chris Chioza
he was light skinned dude in street clothes during the finals. That was his job.
Oh, that was his job.
Light skinned dude in street clothes. Why Draymond here?
Draymond's not an awful commentator.
I like how Draymond's just here with Steve Kerr helping draft now. Draymond really about to be a coach, ain't he? Or
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
Draymond needs to be an assistant. That nigga cannot be a head coach. He's too abrasive. The one thing is that Draymond Green isn't a star player, which means he actually has a good chance of being a good coach, like IQ wise. I just think he needs someone. He's not. I don't think he's. I think his leadership style is abrasive to a certain type of person, and that can hurt him when he builds a team if he was ever a coach.
I mean, if he has the right players, that abrasive style will work.
The thing is, you need the right players.
Hey, it's happened before. Could happen again.
Oh, it was this dude. We've talked about this guy before. He was much higher on draft boards earlier. Patrick Baldwin Jr. Brad Brownell tried to recruit him.
Last, as we see, it did not work out.
He chose Milwaukee. Y'all niggas ever been to Milwaukee? You would not choose to go to college in Milwaukee, my nigga. I'm gonna just tell you that right. It's actually better than Clemson. Let me stop.
It's like I thought you liked Milwaukee.
No, I actually do like Milwaukee. It's a nice place, actually.
Nice place, actually.
I just wouldn't want to be second fiddle in my own city to Marquette if I was a college basketball player there, going to the Milwaukee Panthers, which is like which is just a STEM school.
That's very fair.
2 more picks, and the first round is over. And then I like how Adam Silver just dips out after the first round, just like fuck this. Mark Tatum, you got the rest of this.
It's like I'm not good. I'm too good for this.
Will the Lakers draft pick be picked during a Taco Bell commercial?
As long as it's not the boof Taco Bell commercial with the woman who's not that attractive.
That boof one.
Yes.
Also, I really do. Does ESPN just be contacting the parents? Like, give us your worst child photo of your son of your child from this draft pick, so we can show it on international television. And every parent just enthusiastically is like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
This just reminds me that the MLS should get rid of the Super Draft and stop trying to be an American sports league.
Could increase the quality of the league by Miles.
Every American player should be told to not go to college and go to academies. You can always go to college later.
Or if you go
Also,
to a European
especially,
academy, you can
it's
go to college for free.
that's true. Also, especially if you go to a European academy, and unless you don't, if even if you flame out, you can always go back and play in college because as long as you don't make a senior team appearance, your eligibility is not voided.
Oh, the more you know.
But
Kids,
yeah, I mean, I
that
think
lesson.
I'm pretty sure like Premier League two counts and like Bundesliga two counts, obviously, but like the U21 teams don't. So
Interesting.
if you don't get loaned out at some point, I mean, you'd want professional appearances anyway. But even like somehow you like some way you don't, and you get cut like at 20, you can always come back and go to school. Like your eligibility is fine. But
You
even
can run the league
again,
then.
even go to MLS academies just so you can make a name for yourself and get out, and a European academy sees you. Because you'll be playing better competition and get better coaching on average than most college teams. The competition will be better. The coaching has a very good chance of being better in the training. Unless you're going to like what? I'd say there's what 15 college teams that are that I'd say the coaching is on par to an academy, maybe an MLS academy. That is.
Teen,
We're one of them.
maybe.
We're one of them
We
for
are indeed
sure.
one of them.
But there's not
Stanford.
Stanford is for sure one. Half the ACC really like Wake has a good program.
Nope.
Duke has a good program. Washington has a great program. They were the ones we beat in the final,
Yep.
and that's what and so if it's a Pac-12 or ACC soccer program, you have a good chance. But don't go to college unless you don't really have another option to continue your soccer career, or you just want to do it to go to school. Again, there's nothing knocking that.
Unless school is unless like that's your primary thing is
Yeah,
school, not soccer.
and it's a good way to get it for free. I mean, I'd fucking do that.
But yeah,
The season format kind of sucks because you're playing a lot of games in a short time period, but you also get. Also, I remember they were making that argument. You get free subs like you could sub on. You could sub off. You could play like 50 minutes a game, 40 minutes a game in college, because you can sub once a half. So like, and it's free. So like, that's the other thing.
but
The rules are kind of whack too. That's the other thing.
yeah, the rules are odd.
The
But
sub rules are weird.
sports for school. Don't go to school for sports.
Yeah. Go to academies. Go to Europe. Don't go to Mexico or South America. We value your life. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
you miss a goal in the river in the River Plate
I don't
Boca
know.
Juniors derby. And God be with you. So I hope you have I hope you can get to the U.S. Embassy in time.
Protect me.
Don't go to Red Star or Partizan.
I'm going to Red Partizan.
Like there's like 10 clubs. Just don't go to any of those 10. Those they ain't worth it. I don't care. So the Grizzlies get
Like
so the Grizzlies get a backup two guard in Tai Tai, or is it? It's Tai Tai, right?
Ty, Ty Washington Jr. Okay.
I like it
Did move filling in the void for D'Anthony Melton. Okay.
immediately. He also slid down a little bit from the initial.
Good. Got leapfrogged by Baji.
Yeah, but going back to it, I mean, the academy system is definitely the better way of developing talent in sports than our really weird system of you got to go do a bunch of this shit that's not related to your sport, and then you can play your sport.
Yeah.
It's just really odd, to say the least.
It's very odd.
And I would really like one day, because college sports are kind of fucked up in the way that your education is tied to your performance in an arbitrary game. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not saying college sports go away because they won't. An academy system should move for a couple sports, though. I think it would be better off if colleges just didn't have soccer, for example, or just it was just academies.
Yeah. mean, on the low, I kind of am like an advocate for college sports going away. Because
But then I remember like
it would
just
make it cheaper to go to college in the United States.
that's true. That's the other thing. It'd be a lot cheaper. It's just the problem that college football is probably the one of the biggest cultural events in American culture. It's so ingrained that it probably in marching
Yeah,
it literally businesses lose billions of dollars because niggas are so in tune with a random college basketball tournament
true.
of lost productivity. It's too ingrained in our culture. But yeah, it'd make college a lot cheaper because that's another thing why you guys don't have you guys aren't building the biggest stadiums on earth for your college football team.
And they're not paying coaches for teams millions and
Again,
millions of
the
dollars.
highest paid public officials in the on earth by legal salary are American football coaches, and their names are Nick Saban and Dabo Sweeney.
Yep.
Nick Saban is higher paid than any world leader officially. Of course, like Putin's like a billionaire, so like that make you know.
That's besides the point. But if we're talking about payroll on the books,
Payroll. Nick Saban gets more money from a U.S. government entity than Vladimir Putin gets from the Russian government entity on the official record, which is insane. He gets more than Kim Jong Un.
okay, well, he probably deserves that. But
I know, I'm just saying, but Kim Jong Un can like say what he wants and gets it himself. And Berserkism, the U.S. president only makes $400,000 a year, by the way, so I should just point that out. And that Dabo Sweeney gets $10 million a year before bonuses.
the presidency sound like a bad gig.
And Dabo Sweeney seems to be having fun.
Seems to be at least.
I think him and Nick Saban legitimately like their jobs.
They probably do.
I can't think of a head coach who like hates their job. Oh, the last pick.
Last pick, the first round of the NBA draft.
Is going to Denver.
New member of the Denver Nuggets.
Well, they got their backup forward for Michael Porter.
Nice.
He also long.
Thank you, man.
I forgot they have the Campbell bro with the big hair. UCLA.
I feel like you're biased towards the big hair.
I'm biased towards big hair men. Yes, yes, I am. I am biased as a big hair man myself. Is it a part of the reason why I liked Kobe White so much when the Bulls drafted him? Shit, maybe.
Probably that and his draft interview.
His draft interview was fucking hilarious. That and his style of play was really exciting in college. He
It was very electric.
was a very energetic player.
Now I'm interested to see if EJ Liddell will slide 5 more spots.
Would you be happy with EJ Liddell as
Yeah.
a nice? Okay, he's not gonna be the backup for. He's gonna be playing power forward. So
As Anthony looks on and
this way street closes.
but interesting pick.
The Pacers get the 31st pick to open it up, and again, we're not going to 60. I would rather sleep or play Xbox than get to 60. I am so sorry. I like sports. I don't like sports that much. Clearly,
Yeah, same for me. But
I'm not an NBA draft junkie. I don't watch enough college basketball to get to pick 60. We barely got to 30.
we're holding on.
I watch
thread
enough
here.
college football to get to the second round and a little bit of the third. I do not watch enough college basketball to get through this to 60. I don't watch enough random EuroLeague shit because there's no sports betting in South Carolina yet. If there was, I'd watch enough college basketball, and that's not a good thing.
That's actually a good thing for you.
It is a good thing for my bank account.
There is no sports betting in South Carolina.
Yeah, all has to do is happen in North Carolina because it's not that far of a drive.
Silver has said his goodbyes.
Mark Tatum has entered the chat. Also, two more. Oh, there's two more. There's two Canadians. Okay. Benedict and shit. Oh, I forget they sent all the Canadian players to Mexico for some reason to play. Like, that was, remember, Maxime Prosper?
Yeah.
From Clemson? Yeah, he was a Canadian. He was from Quebec or some shit.
Okay.
And, he played in the Latin American program, too.
I,
Before he chose Clemson. Then he fucked off to Marquette because he has brain cells.
he does have brain cells. Yeah, it was really interesting to see Paolo go first overall.
That was a big surprise. I like the Magic's move. The Magic couldn't really go wrong with any of the three.
At least looking at it from this point of time, no.
I mean, in 3 years, there's going to be heavily scrutinized. Let's say if Jabari Smith ends up being a goddamn, great, or Chet ends up being great, and Paul ends up only being okay, or any combination of the three.
We'll see what happens. Only the future.
I just want them to
Only the future knows.
start this fucking round so we can get on with it. I'm watching the new mid Taco Bell commercial with the draft.
All right, Mark Tatum. Do it speed
Mark
dating
Tatum,
styles.
Get the talking.
Real quick.
Get the talking. Just have the teams come up. They don't even care if they're ready. Just have them come up in order. Just go, yeah, the team come up. You bring yours up. Just get this shit over with. We got shit to do. We got bars to hit up. Yeah. Fourth lesson of moving is hell. Don't do it. Hire niggas to do it. Hire niggas to do it. Especially if you're doing it in South Carolina during a heat wave. Hire niggas to do it.
Hire people to do it.
Go hire people. Don't hire your friends. Don't hire yourself. Hire professionals. You just sit in your air conditioning and unpack things.
Just watch them, point them in the direction of where things need to be put down.
If you work in a job, make sure moving is covered in it because you don't want to do that shit yourself. Another nugget of wisdom from
And random nuggets of wisdom.
the poverty franchise podcast. Oh, they just start just drafting niggas during commercial with the way the clock's going. Yeah, I bet they're gonna show the Lakers pick though because it's the Lakers and it's their first pick.
Probably.
I like this counter propaganda. I love it. I love that Winning Time has made these niggas so nervous that they're making so much counter propaganda to it.
Oh my, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I know Winning Time's done did Jerry West kind of dirty. I get that still. But like can we just admit that the Lakers are just a Game of Thrones power struggle? Like it's okay, Genie.
Okay, Genie. Really were. Whole saga. Whole epic tale.
Like Magic Johnson, everyone knows you were doing PK times 100 to your wife. It's okay. Like it's fine. Truly.
Yeah, really, but like
it's fine. I mean, it's really not because you may have transmitted things. We're gonna call them cooties for monetization purposes to other people. Ludacris has a cooking show on Discovery. What the fuck? I need to stop watching. The fuck Ludacris doing with a cooking show?
the one way to find out.
I'm not buying Discovery Plus to find out, actually. And I have no effort to pirate it. I don't think anyone has any effort to pirate it, so I don't think it is pirated. Stephen A. Smith and Spike Lee praying to the Knicks gods when knowing damn well that those prayers will not be answered.
Knicks have gods.
No, they have the devil. Also,
Pick is in.
Well, Pogba went to back to Juventus on the free, by the way.
Yeah, they did pull that deal off.
Good business for Juventus.
Business for Juventus.
I think so too.
Can't go wrong with getting a world class player on a free transfer.
It's really funny because Woj just spoiled the second pick of the second round before the first one's even in.
Borgia is too good for them.
I'm gonna use Woj to not watch it though, for sure.
Oh yeah.
The Pacers
I
get
have no idea who you are.
the Pacers get another 2 guard, 1/2 combo guard. Again, we can't watch much Gonzaga basketball. I only watched early season Gonzaga basketball when they were playing those tournaments because it was on at a reasonable time. Oh, it's rec league fuckhead Time. Okay, I forgot you. I know you went back to school. It was him. I don't. That's two more people I irrationally don't like. Even though Cody Crispert did not have the world's worst year with the Wizards.
For Crisper, yeah, he shot pretty well from the stripe.
He just looked like a rec league dickhead. I'm so sorry. It looks he looked now. Those dudes look truly like every other dude at Fike.
It's the headband.
It's the headband. It was the headbands when Time and Kispert were there together. It was just really annoying.
Yeah. They weren't cool and bald like some people.
Fike really had everyone, huh? It really had everyone at home. We had a Caruso, we had a Curry. It's crazy that that dude looked like Caruso though, for no
It really
reason.
was.
There's Stephen A. Smith, old Jalen, and then yet another ugly suit. To thank God that Paolo's uglier suit is there.
Jalen Rose's suit isn't that bad.
It's that bad. I don't like that color.
The color's not that bad. It just looks bad on him and his pants don't fit.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree. Stephen A. Smith's suit is not fitted at all. It's just baggy as hell. I think he grabbed his 2007 suit, or maybe he's just been sweating because the Knicks have been doing that man terrible.
Jalen Rose's suit isn't that bad.
Okay, it's not. Maybe it was the angle. Maybe because I'm just hating on Jalen
It was
Rose
the
today.
angle.
I'm hating on Jalen Rose today for no reason. I like Jalen Rose. That's the worst part. Just hating on him for no reason. Who's this nigga? Get that nigga out the shot! Damn. TV production crew lacking today. What's up with us watching shit and the TV production crew going to absolute shit whenever we're watching?
Because we know what we're talking about when it comes to TV production. They're like, they get nervous.
Okay, so the worst TV... I think that's the worst I've ever seen in sports, when the Bulls truck left the what is it? The production lead, it's basically the director, right? Or the lead producer? I forget what the role is, but like the head dude in the truck's microphone was on for like 10 uninterrupted minutes. Where I could hear...
We could hear all the instructions.
It's like, that camera, that mic. Like...
Also responded to the instructions incredibly slow.
They'd be like, that camera? And they would not show the angle for like 30 seconds. Like, Stacey King would be like, let's pull that play up. And then they won't pull the play up.
It was honestly awful.
There's that. The audio's cut out more than a few times.
Yeah, not just from them censoring the...
Like, no, it would just cut out.
Expletives spouted on the court.
It'd be like, there was one time where they had to kick it back to the pregame studio of the Bulls pregame because they lost Stacey King and the other guy.
Oh, that's right.
And I had to hear Kendall Gill and Will Perdue try to call the game, which was not fun.
Oh my gosh.
This dude's good. I have heard of Caleb Houston. Burner.
63s.
He Burner.
Indeed.
He got he shoot. Juwan Howard got shooters out here. Juwan Howard really slapped a dude on his forehead last year. On his bald ass head.
It's the fact that he slapped him on his forehead that makes it like
it
hilarious.
wasn't. He just slapped him on top of his head.
Like he could have been normal and like punched him or like slapped him on the face, but he slapped him on top of his head, so it was like incredibly.
It was just like
disrespectful.
showing, yes, I am 6'8", and I can look down on your shiny head. Smack.
Smack.
What the Knicks did tonight: traded the 11th pick to OKC, traded 3 picks to the Knicks. Knicks then trade Denver in 4 seconds to the Hornets for the 13th pick. Then trade the 13th pick and Kemba Walker for the 25th for the 20th. So they got
all my friends. Bad business.
This is bad business. You know what? Thank God. You know what? James Dolan could have easily bought Chelsea, and he didn't. You should be grateful.
I'm incredibly grateful.
What was it if James Dolan would have bought Chelsea? How the shambles he would be in.
I'd be incredibly distraught.
Then they would have bought like Jordan Morris or some shit.
To be fair, he might not have survived.
London Chelsea fan slander.
Londoners rioting.
Because they would Knick fans talk a lot of shit. They will actually protest and riot for their football club. So like you can't fuck with them.
Europeans are real.
Literally during the height of a actual global event, we're gonna call it. They protested the formation of the Super League because they were fucking with their football clubs.
Yep. Guess what? The protest worked.
And it did work. Wasn't City and Chelsea the first 2 teams that get out of the situation too?
I think so. England clubs dipped very fast.
Well, because the FA has a lot of... Unlike the other leagues where the big clubs kind of run the leagues, the FA still holds so much power over the Prem.
Yeah.
And the Bundesliga also has a lot of power over their teams because of their strict 51-50 rule.
Yes.
Even though they
say.
kind of let Leipzig slide on that one.
Leipzig, so no one cares.
It's in Leipzig. It's in East Germany. No one really gives a shit. They're never going to win the Bundesliga. Because it's kind of turning into more expensive. They're Ajax, but expensive.
Leipzig?
Yeah, they're just expensive Ajax. And they don't bring people up directly to their youth academy. They just bring people from Red Bulls or Salzburg through.
Like here, look at our new young player.
And then most of the time they don't pan out. Or they just skip going to, what's the last Leipzig player to pan out? Like, really pan out? Kita's alright, right? I was listening
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. Timo, big bust. Big bust, mate. Right? Like, that's not, like, out of pocket to say, right?
Timo was definitely that. The move to Chelsea was definitely a bust.
Mino was always brought in as a death piece from Leipzig.
It's never like a big signing. I mean, we can see how Issa Konate and Ayo Upamecano, how well they pan out.
Yeah, that's true.
Will definitely be
because Holland skipped it. He just went to Dortmund.
He went from
Salzburg
to Dortmund.
Christian Coloco. Oh,
Christian Coloco. Okay.
7-foot power forward. I mean, is Busher a free agent? Is Busher a free agent this year?
He's been around for a while. He might be.
And I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. I mean, if they're, he could be good. Seems pretty like a raw rim. He seems like a rim runner, though.
Yeah. Straightforward.
To be fair, you kind of need you can always use one.
Yeah.
Well, you have 2 picks till EJ Liddell might be LA Laker.
See, but even if he's there, they're probably not gonna pick him.
They're gonna pick Bryce
Pick
McGowan.
someone.
They pick Bryce McGowan, I'll cry. Pick another 2 guard. I just want the Bulls to sign Kai Soto as an undrafted free agent.
I'm gonna need the Lakers to do that real quick.
Again, there's Filipinos in Chicago too, dog. It's two. It's version two of you. It's not number.
Version
It's
two.
not number one, but it is number two. Still haven't been to a Jollibee.
The chicken good.
The chicken good. I need to go to a Jollibee.
Chicken good.
Cameroon really should be producing centers, even though Embiid's about to. Because Embiid's never played a professional game for Cameroon. He's going to change his allegiance to France, which is actually a huge move in international basketball. Also, they're going to have to do this because I want basketball. If basketball wants to grow as a sport, the NBA is going to have to consider an international break shit type things if they ever shorten the season. So players can represent their countries, and so basketball can actually grow as an international game because there's so much potential for it to have fun, exciting international tournaments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And again, Eurobasket, they take it. I mean, it goes hard, and all the European players come back late for training camp for it because they take it that seriously.
Really do.
And America can get by in North America because we can use literally retired and random G League dudes and get our way to the Olympics with that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jalen Williams good.
Um,
I've heard of him too. Okay, so it's doing all right. He blocks shots. He
Energy.
dunk a ball.
Jump.
Jump high. He Daniel
Jump
Gafford.
high.
He Daniel Gafford again because it's Arkansas.
Daniel Gafford again.
Except he
I guess there's a
passes.
chance for
I've never seen Daniel
Lakers to
Gafford
win.
pass the ball like that. I'm gonna be real. I've never seen Daniel Gafford pass.
Oh, he's not like that. There's a chance for the Lakers to get EJ Liddell. We'll see what they
But
do.
I don't know how the NBA because the NBA plays damn near all year, and NBA players value their rest so much. I would really like.
Uh,
I would really like to see an international style breaks. But the season have to be shorter. It can't be 82 game season and do that though.
no, it'd have to be cut down to
But
like
I'd
a
like
60
the
game
few.
season.
I mean, the Olympics right now are kind of the prime and basketball showcase. But I'd like it to be not the Olympics because more teams can qualify for a the Olympics is such a restricting format because it has to be done so
Yeah.
quick.
So, not sure. That'll take a lot of collaboration from.
All the world's leagues.
Yeah.
But it'd be fun again. I mean, the FIBA Basketball World Cup has a chance of being successful. But again, you just need the breaks of the best talents there.
That'd be super cool.
The NBA can shorten their season by just eliminating a round of the playoffs and charging more for ads on the last two rounds. Because the first round of the playoffs is busy work anyway, if we're being honest.
Easy work anyway. No, they like adding rounds to the playoffs.
I know they do because they added the play-in, but it's getting oversaturated.
I mean, I kind of like the competitiveness of the tournament style stuff.
I like the
but
play-in. I
I
like
think the regular season is too long. Like it doesn't need to be.
yeah. It's
It need
not
to be
gonna,
80 games.
and here's the thing: you could fix the record-keeping status by just counting playoff shit in the totals.
Suppose so.
Or you can just adjust it for, I mean, the NBA is one of
They already do adjust
the
stats.
NBA and baseball are those two rare sports where they've played the same amount of games every season. Like football has switched season lengths like 7 times now. I think it was at 10 games,
Yeah.
then 12, then 14 for the longest time, then 16, now 17.
No one's gotten too upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it makes past achievements look better. I mean, like the 2000 OJ Simpson's 2,000-yard season in a 14-game season.
Yeah,
It's pretty fucking insane.
incredible.
Or, technically speaking, TJ Watt did do the same amount of sacks in 15 games that Michael Strahan did in 16, but he would not have been able to play that 15th game if it wasn't for the 17th week.
True.
So it's kind of that weird scenario. Although, that has really been talked about. TJ Watt really tied the sack record, and it didn't really get as much hype as it should have. The single season sack record.
Yeah, I don't
And he
know.
got
That
it
was
through, and he got it through legitimate means. So you know how Michael Strahan got that last sack of that year, right? That they get the record.
what
Brett
was it?
Favre basically gave it to him. Brett Favre fell down and gave him the record.
Oh,
And it's like basically like accepted amongst NFL circles that Brett Favre did Michael Strahan a solid to get him the record. 'Cause
kind of in.
I think it was like late in the fourth quarter, and the game was decided in some way, in one way or the other. It wasn't a close one. So Brett Favre just fell down. It looked like Michael Strahan was barely like he could have. Brett Favre could have like thrown the ball away or done a. He could not have taken the sack, is what I'm saying.
Right. There are other options available to him. He decided to give up a
Like it
sack.
wasn't like he was about to get jumped by the Giants D line and like what Tom Brady does and just falls down so he doesn't get killed.
It was like time in the pocket ish.
Yeah, like you have
Biggest
to
try and break
look it up
through.
on YouTube. I mean, look it up when everyone anyone who's watching it is like that.
So they did not make the pick during a Papa John's commercial. Actually,
He's
see it
coming
be
out.
announced.
All right.
Final pick we will cover on the night.
Um, I want to be that guy. But I want to be that guy. Who the fuck is this?
Um,
Light skinned mixed king. We like to see it.
love to see it. You can shoot, can't you?
Oh, he can shoot. Yeah, wait, it says shooting potential. Okay, to Google, college basketball reference.
I feel like I have heard of him. In conversations about Michigan State.
I feel like adjacent to Rocket Watts though.
Yeah.
Max Christie's his name, right?
Max Christie, yeah. A solid defender, supposedly. We'll see how it works.
So he's a one and done. Wait, you went to Rolling Meadow? Wait, you're from Arlington Heights? Get the fuck out of here. No shit. Arlington Heights is not Chicago, by the way. That's too far for a suburb. I'm just gonna get out of the way right now. They said shooting potential, and I heard that was a red flag. He shot 31% from three.
It's okay.
He shot 38% from the field in total.
Better.
Well, he started all the games. He started.
They say he played defense, so I'll take it.
Do they have advanced stats on college basketball reference? His defensive blocks plus minus is 1.1, so that's not bad actually. It's better than his. He almost had one defensive win share a night.
Okay, well,
I mean, for the limited
defense,
role
though.
he played on the team, he made the all freshman team, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you're gonna get for a second round pick. At the end of the day.
Yeah, I can't be mad. Just have to see how it pans out.
Yes, and that concludes our NBA draft coverage.
Does indeed.
Because
Second round is still ongoing.
It's been a whirlwind. We'll discuss on the next episode. There'll be another episode. Will not be a live stream. You know, whatever happens in the sports world, the transfer window is still cooking. Training camp will actually be getting started. Deshaun Watson might get suspended for the year, and we'll get all the NBA. And then now that the draft has been solidified, free agency can take better shape with trades and whatnot. We'll get back to you later. It's been PJ.
And Ethan.